Happy America Day Eve, everybody.
America Eve.
It is America Day Eve in the United States.
America Day Eve.
And that means at midnight, it's America Day. That means you get to blow stuff up twice, not just once. It is Friday even, which means you should be going out and celebrating, blowing stuff up.
After the show.
After the show. Well, no, you can't go until midnight.
Right.
So we're done at 10. So at midnight, it will officially be America Day.
Well, 10 o'clock, because we jam after the show.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
it's Friday night, which means after the show, just Adam will be playing some songs for you. But he's going to cover a song of mine, I guess.
I'm going to cover maybe two.
Maybe two.
But they did decide Will of the People was the option they wanted to hear me play.
Well,
so
right now, as we are doing this live stream, Donald Trump is apparently flying into Rapid City. He's going to do his thing for America Day. He's going to blow up stuff in the sky just above Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
And considering that, I guess we'll talk about Mount Rushmore, 4th of July, CNN. CNN, man, it's the rapid culture revolution. The culture revolution is happening so fast, it would make Mao jealous. You know, if he had a crystal ball and he was looking in the future, and this is China for those that aren't familiar, he'd be sitting there being like, wow. They were able to pull this off in 2 months?
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of really bad jokes I was about to make. I can't make them.
No, it's 4 months because they needed the pressure from coronavirus.
That's true.
Maybe 5 months.
But Mao is watching some viral videos of police brutality. He's like, why didn't I think of that?
He didn't have the internet at the time.
I'm kidding.
That's what he needed.
He's looking at his crystal ball of the future, and he's jealous.
So first, just a second, real quick. I'm just gonna spin this UFO.
He's gonna spin that real quick.
And there's this is for a certain someone out there that I told I would spin it first. That's for you. All right, cool. Please continue.
It's been a month.
There we go. 1 month.
1 month, and already CNN is bad mouthing Mount Rushmore.
Yep.
How amazing! How have we gone? You know what? It's the mainstream is just absolutely chasing after. No, let me put it this way. The train cart that holds the left, just the brakes broke.
Yeah.
It's so normally the analogy was like the right has, like a rope on the left's train and they're holding it. So it's slowly pulling everyone slightly to the left, but very slowly. So it's measured. Well, the rope broke and boom. And so now you've got like the moderates and the conservatives kind of just sitting there in their train and they're like shrugging.
They're holding the side of the rope, but that's just busted. And they're like, oh.
Just flopping around like,
what do we do about
the
this?
left is just boom.
Yeah.
The problem is big brands and everybody think that's the train. That's, where people are. So most people are, I'll tell you what, man, you want to know what the craziest thing is?
Yes, I do. Tell me, please.
I go back and forth between Trump winning or losing, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually not fair because I did talk about this earlier. I think Trump is going to lose for a lot of reasons. And a few months ago, I was saying I thought Trump was going to landslide. If Trump wins, it's going to be because he lights up places that didn't vote and the pollsters missed it. And that's like the big talking point. But I think there's a potential idea in that. Imagine this. And we're going to talk about the silent majority too. Imagine you were in a coma.
Okay.
For 1 year.
Okay.
Let's imagine this. You're out playing soccer with your buddies. It's soccer, right? Football. There you go. You're playing football with your buddies.
Middle of 2019.
Middle of 2019.
Maybe like August, late August.
And Trump has just no, early in the year.
Earlier in the year.
Trump has just the Mueller report. It's over. It's concluded. Donald Trump's vindicated. And you're like, wow, look at that. And then your buddy throws a football and you jump to grab it. Hits your chest. You lose your balance. Fall back. Hit your head. You slowly wake up. You're like, wow, where am I? What? You look on the TV, and everything's insane. Mount Rushmore is evil. Statues of Thomas Jefferson, George Washington being pulled down. CNN is saying a monument of slave owners, Mount Rushmore, and you're like, I must have been in a coma for 10, 20 years for this kind of cultural development. No, sir, it's been 1 year. You wouldn't know where you were. You'd be like, how is this possible?
Yep.
So I have to imagine there's a lot of people right now that are being shocked into the news cycle. And they're just kind of like, everything's normal. We got a 4th of July. We just had Memorial Day. Right. And everybody went out and partied.
It's true.
And all of a sudden, now it's been a couple weeks and CNN is telling us that Mount Rushmore is evil.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. The story is like they called it a monument of slave owners.
Wow.
And Trump was bad for wanting to have an event there. So I have to imagine, I want to believe that regular Americans are sitting in their living rooms like, I imagine here's what's really happening. Somewhere out there, Steve, you're sitting on your couch. You're flipping channels. No, you're browsing the internet. And you go, oh, it's 4th of July weekend. Honey, what were we doing for 4th of July? Were we going to go to Dale's? We are? Or did you want to go to the lake? Do we have to bring we're going to bring burgers, right? Okay. And all of a sudden, this is your normal plan. And you turn on the internet, you open up the internet, and it's like 4th of July is evil. Cancel the 4th of July. Nothing's allowed. And you're like, wait.
If you love America, you're a bigot and a racist.
You should have celebrated on Juneteenth, the Black Lives Matter protesters.
Yeah.
There were riots going on all over the place at that time, too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm willing to bet there's a lot of Americans who got polled, and they were like, hello, is this Mr. Rickman? Yes, it is. Who are you voting for? Probably Biden, I guess. Thank you. Hangs up. And then he turns on the news like a couple weeks later, and they're like, America is evil. Mount Rushmore is racist, and you suck. And the guy's like, what? What's happening? Like that video we talked about the other day where the guy pulls up to his business and he starts taking down the Black Lives Matter posters.
Oh, right, yeah.
And they're screaming in his face, and he's just standing there like with a blank expression, like totally confused.
Yeah.
No idea what's happening. And he's probably just thinking to himself like,
I'm voting for Trump.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But we'll see, man. Trump's going to be deploying DHS personnel across the country.
That's true.
Yeah, it's going to be Seattle, Portland, D.C.
Protect all the statues.
Chicago's going to have a ton of cops out, I guess.
A lot of thousands of cops.
Yeah, like 1,000 plus or something.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Enforce.
It's pretty incredible that we've gotten to this point where, yeah, man, I really am kind of dumbfounded. In 1 month, like everything is racist.
Yeah, everything.
I know that.
Crazy.
I know the weirdo college kids would say stupid things like this.
Right.
But we literally have CNN trashing Mount Rushmore. Who is this? This is crazy. And you've got one CNN reporter tweeting out essentially saying that Antifa hasn't been arrested and the riots never came to suburbs. And I'm just like, that was a month ago, dude.
CNN saying it's racist is the same as all the companies that put up rainbow flags for the month, and then the very, very next day, July 1st, gone.
Yeah.
Back to normal.
Brand
forget
cares.
the Pride Month. It's like, it's over. We could go back to normal now. It's like, you don't care. You just want people's money. You just want the vote. You just want to cater to who you think the masses are.
I'm counting down the days until CNN is run out of a studio apartment in Brooklyn by one person, and it's an activist left-wing blog.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of a joke that a lot of people were saying, that Twitter was basically going to become a left-wing activist blog at some point. Mm-hmm. Because if they keep going down this path of banning people, and even banning some companies too, because, not for the most part, but some, then what's left? Some fringe left-wing activist who's like a, crippled otherkin, overweight, mentally
crippled
abled.
I don't know.
Yeah, just like you name it, and they're like, it's just them, and and basically Twitter becomes, you can open the app and see what this one person has to say,
and they're just like, we won, everybody, good job, everybody, and it's just like 3 people sitting in a room just high-fiving each other. Woo!
Adam, I did the math. I did a mathematical equation.
Good for you.
And I was charting where exactly we go on this current course.
Is that where you do your math on your
yes, on the mouse pad? I'm doing math right here. You can't see it. I've got squiggles. And here's what I discovered.
Okay.
If you follow the current track to its logical conclusion, eventually what will happen is all of the power will hyper-concentrate into the most marginalized person on the planet, and we will appoint our new emperor, and it's going to be like, they're going to be comatose. They're going to be probably like 5 different races mixed. Okay. They're going to be, a double amputee.
Like a new age Frankenstein.
Whoa.
What?
Oh, bigot.
Hey. What? He was different pieces put together. That's all.
That's not what I'm saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Name every marginalization, put it into one person, and all of the power hyper concentrates into that one person. That's the current trend.
Okay.
Where we're like continually trying to take power and just give it to marginalized people. If you follow that track, it eventually just funnels down into one hyper marginalized individual. So they'd be homeless from a third world country, multiple races, crippled by force and crippled by birth.
Or by choice.
By choice, right.
They're out there doing
and
it.
by choice.
And also by choice.
With a non-binary.
Okay.
And other non-standard identities. And then we give all of the power of executive authority of all governments to this one person.
That sounds like a terrible place to be.
But
look, hey, listen. I just want to say, if that's the type of person you are, there's nothing wrong with it. But just don't yell at everyone else for not understanding it.
But you know, I think we're okay. All right, well, let's just start talking about stuff because we didn't do the intro yet. Okay.
Oh yeah. Welcome to TimcastIRL.
Welcome to TimcastIRL. There's a bunch of protesters blocking Trump's event in South Dakota with vans. They've taken the wheels off of their vans, so you can't move them. The National Guard's about to move in. What crazy times these are, huh? But if you have not already, make sure you
smash the like. Oh, you know what? No. What? Just lightly tap it. I'm. You know what? It's a chill Friday. I got my whiskey here, ready for me to play some music later. I'm not trying to be aggro. You know, just
hug the like button.
Well, I don't know if that's possible.
Caress.
That might be a little weird.
Stroke.
Even weirder.
Biden.
Bring it. Biden the button.
No, stop it.
You got to take your phone. Here's what you got to do. Take your phone, put it in front of you. Sneak up behind it. Put your hands around it. Get a big sniff. And then tap the like button on the other side. You know, when you're going in for the grope of your phone, you're tapping the like button.
I love where this just went.
Bidening your phone.
Wasn't expecting it, but I'll accept it.
Never expected Biden.
And then you get Me Too'd by your phone.
Oh man.
You can also smash the subscribe button.
Smash it.
And the notification bell. And
Biden the button.
Biden the button. You gotta be like that. You know, he's just he caresses that button, you know?
Sure.
He strokes the button.
Puts the button on his lap.
Oh my God. No.
You know, sometimes
he loves
I put
on his lap.
my legs in the pool and the phone like button would touch the hairs to see the hairs come up. And it would like the podcast. Okay. And then YouTube would recommend it.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, my gosh.
Did we just cross the line?
Yep.
I regret nothing.
No. There's no way we crossed the line when Joe Biden literally told a story about little kids in the pool grabbing and stroking his legs.
To a full crowd of people.
And nobody said anything.
I think everyone was just cringing. They were just like, ooh.
That makes me wonder about this, man.
Did he say that? He said that?
But where? So recently, I guess was Sacha Baron Cohen?
Okay.
Sponsored some event for like right wingers, conservatives.
Okay.
And then he paid for a stage and started singing racist songs, and they tried to shut him down, but his guards were blocking people.
Okay.
And then of course they take the first part where they're like, "Look at all these dumb people, haha, he tricked them."
Right.
And it's like, yes, that's called the prank for sure. And then they try to shut him down, but it's like, you know. I don't know, whatever, man. I forgot where I was going with this.
It's okay. Your brain got Bidened.
It got totally Bidened. Yeah.
It works on so many levels.
Oh, I remember where I was going.
Yeah.
Where are people to actually just like immediately snap when these things happen? Like, because the story's going viral, or it went viral a bit among a lot of the left. But when Joe Biden steps up and starts talking about stroking little kids and putting them on his lap, that's literally what he said. He's like, they stroke his legs, and then he's like, I like it when they're on my lap or whatever.
Whoa! You got to do it accurately. He didn't talk about stroking little kids. He talked about kids stroking him.
Right.
So
and then how he likes
be
it when they're on
accurate
his lap.
with when you're talking about him. All right.
So where was any single
Gross.
person, any person at that event to be like,
hey man, that's
mic
disgusting.
Cut it off. Just turn it. Just pull the plug.
Yeah.
Just let him go, man. These debates are going to be hilarious. Could you imagine Biden debating Trump?
Yes.
Trump's going to be like,
yes, I can.
We've got very big threats from China. Okay, very bad. Everybody agrees. And Joe Biden's going to be like, one time a kid, he grabbed my leg and it felt good.
I was told that China's good.
You know what I love?
Right, China's good? China's good. It says here on this paper. I'm allowed to say that.
Joe Biden has this thing he does where he's like pretends to be strong and you can tell he's faking it.
Yeah.
He like furrows his brow and he's like, when I was vice president, we go the thing, And you're like, I know you're trying to sound angry and tough, but you're a feeble old man who can't speak straight. And so it's actually kind of endearing. It's like, because he's non-threatening.
Kind of.
No, not when he's talking about kids stroking him. That's terrifying.
That's all I can think when I see this old man now. It's just like, dude, you're gross. I don't know if you noticed in the kitchen, if you go into one of the cabinets, you open it up, it just says
Joe Biden pops out.
No. No.
I will move out.
Yeah. I don't go into that cabinet anymore. No. It says Trump versus Biden popcorn. It's just a big, huge bucket of
really?
popcorn.
Do we have that?
No.
I was gonna say, what the
I
heck?
see what you're saying.
Oh,
I was like,
ready.
wait, what? Oh, I get it.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a lot of popcorn.
I am going to get a cardboard cutout of Joe Biden.
No, you're gonna freak me out, man.
And I'm going to get a spring. And when you open it, he goes, Rah, and he jumps at you.
Oh man,
Rah, vote for me.
that would be
Ah.
hilarious. Then it's just gonna end up being like a battle. You know, I'll put it, outside of the bathroom. When you come out of the bathroom, it's just gonna be a thing. We're just.
Nobody put it
Can
in the
you
shower.
imagine Trump and Biden debating? Trump's gonna be like,
I mean, in all seriousness, no. I can't imagine.
no, but like
it.
I actually, like, if I was gonna be like make a real prediction,
Uh-huh.
Trump's gonna be like, Joe, you were vice president for 8 years. 8 years, you got nothing done. And Joe's just gonna be like, Barack Obama, Obama, Biden bombers, and the thing, it's literally just gonna.
Yep.
And Trump's gonna be like, Joe, can you answer to what I just said? Can you say anything?
Well, that's when it was Biden versus Bernie. It was basically the same thing. Bernie was like saying stuff, and Biden would start talking, and he'd be like, "First, I'm gonna start saying something that has nothing to do with that, and then continue, and then fourth, I'm gonna do this thing and talk about Obama again." And like that was every single time he opened his mouth.
It can't be Biden, can it?
I don't understand.
Like, who are they gonna? It's got to be Cuomo.
I don't even think that's gonna happen.
Otherwise, they got to put Biden on a ton of uppers, man.
There's only one person, and
There's
I don't even want to say it anymore. I've said it enough.
Did you ever see? I know.
There's
you ever see
rumors floating around that I don't like. That it might be
listen.
her. That's all I'm gonna say. It might be her.
Here's what you got to look out for, right? Remember that? I don't know if you saw this video, but Hillary Clinton's talking,
Oh, you said it. You jinxed it, man.
but then she takes a glass of water, and then she like spits something into the water.
Really?
And it looks like either it's a loogie or maybe a cough drop or something. I don't know. Nobody knows. They're like, what was that? Well, they were saying that she had pneumonia, so maybe it was phlegm, and she's talking and she keeps coughing. She used to have coughing fits. It's one of the things that really hurt her in 2015 and 16.
Yeah, when she kept coughing all the time.
She couldn't talk.
I know.
And then when she would like pass out, and they would just dude,
Yeah, I remember those.
I have to assume she's still sick.
Really?
I don't know. Look, they claim she had pneumonia. Is that why she'd be walking and she would just vegetable out? I'm not trying to be mean. Like, that's like serious health concern.
No, you're
She'd
right.
be walking and then she's like it was almost like she's an avatar, controlled by someone.
They took their brain out. Like, all right, I'm gonna go back to my real body.
It's like a
Down in the
17-year-old kid
lizard
and he's playing
lair.
a video game. And then he's
lair.
like controlling Hillary and walking her to the car. And then his mom's like, dinner. And he goes, he puts the controller down and then she just flops over. And they have to grab her like, uh-oh. The player one has left the game. Yeah. So with Joe Biden, I have to imagine that you have to watch out for these things. He's going to be talking with Trump, and he's going to constantly do this. The thing, and then a few
Take
minutes
another
later,
upper.
You're going to keep. Have you seen it in the debate when he turns around?
No, does he sniff something though?
He turns around off camera, and you see him open his jacket. You see him open his jacket or something.
Uh-huh.
And everyone was saying that they were like, look, Joe Biden's lost. Joe Biden's lost. And I say he's probably fixing his teeth.
Yeah, maybe.
Because his teeth slip all the time. Same thing with Nancy Pelosi, right? I wonder if he was popping uppers.
That wouldn't surprise me.
For real. Like, he
wouldn't
turns
surprise
around
me.
and he's like, "Gulp." And then all of a sudden he's like, I can debate 1,000,000 miles an hour. I'm Joe Biden. I'm here to change everything. I'm going to be president in 2020. Don't vote for Donald Trump. Vote for me. I think about Obama. His policies in 2014 to 2018 were actually pretty good.
And his eye pops.
And then his eye goes,
Yeah, and that actually happened.
I think that was that debate, wasn't it?
his eye burst.
I thought that was the same debate.
No, that wasn't the same.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think he was sitting down at a town hall when his eye popped. That's crazy. His eye popped on TV. And then when they did that video parody where the kid was stroking his legs, his eye was bloodshot.
Oh gosh.
What is going on right now? I'm sorry, man. I keep hearing from people. They're like, bro, I think we're in a simulation or something.
Yeah.
And it's half in jest because things have gotten so insane. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, man. It's not a simulation. We're in a dumb video game played by a 7-year-old. And we're just ancillary characters. And that's it. And we're going to sit back as the scenario unfolds. We got aliens coming soon, apparently, huh? Aliens will come next. And then,
Yep. Yellowstone's supposedly on the docket to explode sometime this year.
Oh, yeah. They want to blow up Mount Rushmore and tear it down.
Yep.
For real. CNN saying it's racist. You know what would actually be kind of cool? If and hear me out,
Okay.
the debate happens.
Okay.
And it's exactly as we described it with Trump and Joe Biden. And then all of a sudden, the roof gets ripped off the building, and the cameras are shaking, and they pan up, and the building's just torn. And there's a giant UFO above, and it's like spinning away, whoa, and everyone's screaming. And then all of a sudden, Trump and Biden put on black sunglasses and pull out like Men in Black guns and start shooting at the UFO. And we have no idea what's happening. And then like aliens come down and like Joe Biden like is fighting and they're both fighting aliens. And I'm just talking like over the top, completely insane. And then just bedlam.
I felt the need to spin the
Then
UFO.
Yellowstone
That's
erupts,
understandable.
explodes. You know, it reminds me of Rick and Morty when he's doing the what is it, the interdimensional cable with two brothers.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just like grandmas come with a Mexican armada, UFOs with tomato weapons. That's it. That's what's going to happen at the debate. It's going to be like everything just starts breaking down. Reality's fractured. Nothing makes sense.
You remember
Everyone goes insane.
Speaking of Men in Black, remember the first one where the cockroach alien, the bad guy of the movie, like takes on the human form.
Yeah.
And the skin starts sagging, and then it's like, you know, you see more and more of the insect creature. It's like halfway through the debate, Biden's like face just starts slipping. He's just like, goes into the jacket and takes whatever he's taken, and it like reverts. He's like, nothing happened.
He injects himself and his face goes back to like normal.
Right. Nothing
And
to
then,
see here.
And then Trump goes, "Did anybody just see that?
Yeah.
Am I the only one who just saw that?" And then like the CNN anchors slowly turn their heads to look at Trump and they're like, "Keep debating. Everything is fine."
What is he talking
Gosh,
about?
it's so creepy when he does that. You can't.
It reminds me-
You can't see the look he gives me when he does that. It is creepy.
When I
It's
turn
really
my
good.
head real slow.
Yeah, yeah.
Does that to me.
You remember the Simpsons episode where Kang and Kodos took over the bodies of Bob Dole and Bill Clinton?
Yes. Yeah. I remember
And then
that.
finally, when Homer unmasks them, they're like, "What are you going to do? It's a two-party system." And then someone's like, "I believe I'll vote third party." "Go ahead, throw away your vote." And then when they get enslaved, Homer's like, "Don't look at me. I voted for Kodos." like it mattered.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, whatever. I have no idea what's going on at this point. We're just rambling. But how about we talk about what's actually happening right now with Mount Rushmore? Huh?
Honestly, and I secretly have the stream open over here.
Oh, we got this.
Nothing's going on.
Oh, really?
They're
Yeah.
all just standing there.
But let's
They're
talk
just
about.
standing there.
I mean, culturally, man.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
What is
First, I bring you this story, my friends. Native tribal leaders are calling for the removal of Mount Rushmore. Well, y'all can go pound sand. We're not going to tear down Mount Rushmore. Sorry. I think we can easily recognize there were bad things done in the past, for sure. And we have done away with those things for the most part, and we continue to do better. So let's not destroy Mount Rushmore. That's nuts. But CNN starts us off with a very calm and reasonable, well, it's the native tribal leaders. It's what they're requesting. And I got to be honest, I recognize why they're saying it. For sure. Look, European settlers came to this country. There was war. There was conflict. In fact, in the Declaration of Independence, you know that one of the cited reasons for independence was that, I don't want to mess this up, but there was conflict between Native Americans and the colonists.
Okay.
And they felt like the crown made it worse. To put it very, I'm putting it very, very lightly. You can read the Declaration of Independence yourself. You should. It's 4th of July is coming up. That was one of the reasons. And they did not use kind words for the Native Americans.
Okay.
They used very unkind words. So it's like it's there, you know. And I can recognize why there are people who native indigenous people who are upset about all this.
Yeah, and and you know what? They have been for a long time. This
Right.
isn't new. It's just cool for CNN to jump on the bandwagon now.
Yeah. So here's the issue. While I can certainly respect the feelings of, you know, there's bad history, man. Mm-hmm. Am I supposed to call up Japan right now and start complaining about why my family was forced to flee? Am I going to do that?
No.
I'm not going to do that. Am I going to complain about any object or anything in that? No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to complain about the fact that a lot of the bad laws in this country, which made it harder for my family, existed and were put in place by Democrats and others. I'm gonna, yeah, you know what? Well, here we are, and I'm gonna keep my focus on the present and say at least we have the gains we have, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? The way I see it is we can't survive as a country if we demand a pendulum swing. If we demand revenge all the time.
That's true.
If someone is standing above you and they agree to come down to an even playing field, you can't then say, no, you have to go down further and that's my turn to go up.
Right.
No. If someone has the power and the wealth and the control and they're like, listen, we recognize equality and all that stuff, so we're going to step down and level the playing field. You say, thank you. All right.
Yeah.
And they may still have advantages and all that stuff, but to destroy something is going way in the wrong direction. But of course, CNN, they just can't help themselves. First, CNN just gives us the general news, which is okay. The native tribal leaders are are upset about this, and I can respect that. Then we get this story. Trump set for another massive event during national pandemic. Oh, everything has to be wrong with everything he does. Just oh, man.
So many people are arguing with me about this. The protesting didn't cause a spike of COVID. And it's like, okay, if that's the case, why does it matter that he's having a rally?
Exactly.
It's
outdoors, right?
What's the difference? It's a bunch of people marching together, all wearing masks. Okay.
Cheating.
So what's wrong with protesting the lockdown also? What's the difference? I mean, your cause, other than the cause is the only difference. That's it.
The words. Apparently, Black Lives Matter is a magical phrase which can cure COVID.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, they say it slows down the spread. Well, now we have that's Eric Garcetti of LA has admitted the protests did cause a spike.
Oh,
or is that what happened?
And I actually referenced that to the conversation I was having. And of course, it was with someone who was from LA and just started ripping the mayor, right? Ripping the mayor apart. Yeah. Just like, oh, well, he's corrupt. So anything he says is you can't even trust it, what he's saying. It's like, oh, all right, well, great. Because I read your article and it didn't even have any evidence to the contrary. I was just showing you this is out there also. It's just whatever fits their narrative.
I saw this segment going around on Twitter. Truly remarkable, CNN.
Oh, man.
CNN's Layla Santiago. Mount Rushmore, a monument of 2 slave owners on land wrestled away from Native Americans. Duh. Think about what it is they're arguing for. You know, I made the joke before this segment about the logical conclusion of all of this identity social justice stuff is that we give all executive authority on the planet to one ultra marginalized person.
Yeah.
And so they're just like a comatose, disabled, multiracial, whatever, you name it. Every single negative thing, all balled into one. Granted, sole global executive authority over everything, decisions they can't actually make, so nothing happens. But you take a look at what's going on with Mount Rushmore, and let's be real about what the conclusion is. Do we just send all of the white people back to Europe?
That doesn't make any sense.
Do we dissolve the governmental charters of New York City, of Rapid City, of Chicago? Do we say, you know what? All white people must be removed from government and the Native Americans come and take everything back?
I don't know. I don't think anybody who's out there fighting the system really knows. There's certain protesters out there that want police reform. You know, that's one of the biggest things. And it's like, okay, I agree with that. Police reform is okay. You know, the Republicans actually brought a bill to police reform, and the Democrats denied it. You know, it's like,
stupid.
Oh, what a surprise. You know, but then there's the other people out there that are just ripping down, burning elk statues.
Yep.
What did that elk do to you?
Don't you know?
Did that elk hurt you?
The elk were the original oppressors.
Right. Yeah, of course.
That's right.
I don't get it.
They were oppressing. They were oppressing the. What do elk eat?
Grass.
Yeah.
Do they eat grass
They do.
though?
They're
I'm
herbivores.
pretty sure.
But,
yeah.
but grass though?
Yeah.
They graze?
Yeah, they eat like stuff off. They eat algae as well. Duckweed.
They lick rocks.
There you go.
Do they lick rocks? I'm just going to go ahead and imagine that the elk are actually vicious and they eat squirrels and chipmunks and small woodland creatures.
There we go.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if they're just herbivores, I can only imagine them as being like cutesy and happy and like bouncing and frolicking.
They have big horns.
But if we add in that they kill small cutesy creatures, then we can imagine them more snarling and evil.
They have been known to attack moving vehicles. The alpha elk
There you go.
have been known to attack humans also. So I don't know. Maybe.
Are you sure?
Maybe
that
they're
the
fascist.
Yes.
Fascist elk.
See? Are you sure the elk were actually calm and just grazing? Or was it actually more like they were snarling and snatching up squirrels and ripping them in half with their vicious jaws? And the squirrels are running, and it was just total squirrel genocide.
They just stomp on the squirrel and just watch it
Kill
bleed
them
out.
for no reason.
I'd burn that statue too.
Did the elk maybe herd the squirrels into an encampment of sorts?
Yeah, maybe. Who
I
knows?
don't, it's a statue of an elk in Portland. They burned it down. It's a 120-year-old statue. What is wrong with these people? It's
yeah,
because,
that's what I'm saying. They don't know what they want. But they want to burn the system down, and they don't know what they'll get when the system's actually gone. You won't be able to eat food.
Man,
you're not growing your own food. I know that.
You know, part of me just wants them to experience what they ask for.
I don't, because then it's going to be forcing it upon the rest of us. It's like, no. Look, I am vegan, and I know it's a privilege to be vegan in this world. I'm watching them all, and they're all vegan. They all have vegan on their profile, and I'm just like, man, you guys, you're the reason you're giving vegans a bad name, because they can't be vegan if the world goes away. You got to start hunting your food. Do you know how to hunt your own food?
Well,
I do.
Wait, rice and beans.
I would if the world went that way.
Rice
I
and
could.
beans. Rice and beans.
They wouldn't last.
Whoa. Rice and beans.
No, it pisses me off, dude.
Rice and
They're
beans.
so privileged. And
rice.
Where are you gonna get rice?
You're gonna grow it. You're gonna be a farmer. You're gonna be in a big rice field.
You know how to grow rice?
You put the rice in the water, and then the rice, you get more of it.
Yeah, that's how it works.
The rice duplicates itself in water. Look, I don't know how to farm rice. The point is, it is possible to be vegan if you have rice fields and you can grow beans. I have no idea where beans are grown. But rice and beans does contain, as far as my understanding, is a complete amino chain.
Okay.
And it's actually like a massive portion of the global food supply. The issue is, these people, come on, man. They don't know how to grow rice or beans.
Nope.
They don't have the climate to grow rice or beans. And the rice and beans they do eat is shipped around the country and the world.
They don't have the work ethic to farm their own food. Let alone that would be what they had to do every single day. The internet would be gone. You'd have to actually work all day long. Do you know what that feels like? They don't. They have no clue what it takes to work all day long.
I already know what's going to happen.
Oh man, tell me.
Right now, the revolution is occurring in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
The climate there is not great for farming, as far as I know.
Nope.
I mean, I'm sure there's some things that grow up there that you can't eat. Here's what will happen. This whole area will secede from the Union.
Good luck.
There'll be a major uprising, and then they'll elect their new leaders, and they'll all cheer. And within 2 weeks, they'll run out of avocados, and there will be another revolution, and there will be a demand to rejoin the Union
and toast.
And the toast they'll still have. They'll get their.
Sure.
They'll make their bread machines. They got flour left over, but avocados, man, those aren't coming.
No.
Those are those are grown in Mexico.
And California, but yeah,
sure,
mostly.
So, it's if California joins them, oh my God, that's how it happens.
What?
See, it's not just the Pacific Northwest, but California joins in.
They'll be unstoppable.
And then they're unstoppable. Mm-hmm. They have an endless supply of avocado to fuel their diets.
The revolution demands avocados.
Yep. Avocado toast. No, but once they can't supply, once the food source of avocados runs out, and they all starve to death, then the Union, the walks back in and just scoops up the corpses and then takes the cities back. Mm-hmm. And there's like just a wasteland, and there are shelves filled with all kinds of regular food. It's just once they ran out of avocados, man, that was it. The millennial revolutionaries couldn't survive without it.
Nope.
That was their end. Their scientists desperately try to synthesize artificial avocado. Dumping all of their resources into it.
Yeah.
We must source art. You ever see the movie Daybreakers?
Yes.
The vampires.
Yeah.
They're trying to create fake blood.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Fake avocado. Otherwise, they can't sustain the revolution. No, in all reality, though, I could imagine a scenario where all these protests kick off. Truckers don't want to come in.
Yep.
And then non-revolutionary types start freaking out because there's no avocado. And now I'm being for real. Now, I mean it literally. Imagine with all the riots going on in Portland and Seattle, truckers say, I am not going to drive into that city when they're defunding police.
I mean, they're already saying that.
Exactly.
Right.
So now all of a sudden, you got this, he's 29, he's got a man bun, and he's wearing, his capri pants.
Not that there's anything wrong with the man bun.
He's got a V-neck. He's wearing a hot pink V-neck shirt.
Oh, no.
With a long beard.
Okay.
And he's not a revolutionary, man. And he walks into the local shop and he's like, yo, can I get, I'm going to do chai latte, and can you do it with almond milk? And I'll do the avocado toast. I'm sorry, we're out of avocado. We're out of avocado? Oh, when are you getting it back? We're not, because the shipments won't come in because of the riots. And then all of a sudden he goes, nah! And he tears all his hair out, and then he just rips his shirt off and he goes outside and starts punching Antifa guys. And then all of a sudden,
you did this to
Seattle votes hardcore ultra-nationalist. Ultra-nationalist, the guy immediately puts on a Proud Boy shirt and he's like, ah! Okay, but in all seriousness,
that was amazing, Tim. Very nice.
But to make it put it more seriously, to go even more serious than I was trying to be before.
Please do it.
When these people don't realize that strawberries don't grow where they come from.
Right.
Blueberries, mangoes, these things are all imported from other parts of the world. It's ridiculous, in my opinion, that we actually do it. Now, a lot of these people, a lot of these environmental activists understand the importance of eating seasonal fruits and vegetables. Because when you get strawberries in the winter, you got to understand where those strawberries came from and how much energy it took to get them there.
Yep.
Burns a lot of fossil fuels and all this other stuff. Once these people who know nothing but wealth and comfort, because let's be real, man.
Most of them are wealthy.
It's not even about that. It's about relative wealth and comfort.
Okay, good point.
You know, I hear this all the time that our parents, you know, it's like the first generation where the kids will be worse off than their parents were.
Okay.
And I'm like, what makes you think that's true? What makes you think that we're worse off? My dad didn't have a cell phone. He didn't even have a TV. He had an apartment with a mattress on the floor.
My dad had to work all day long.
Yep.
All the time.
Could
Even on weekends.
Could he pull out his phone and press a button and then ask a question and get an answer?
Nope.
There's a really funny a comic that was made like 8 years ago. And this was not meant to be funny. It was meant to be serious. It was like 3 people are sitting on a couch playing Nintendo or something.
Okay.
And then someone said, what was the year that Lincoln was assassinated? I don't know. Do you guys know? No, I don't know either. Huh. Then the next panel is like today. Hey, what year was Lincoln assassinated? And the guy pulls up his phone and he's like 1848 or whatever. I don't know what the actual year was, like 65 or something, whatever. The point was that we live in an era where you don't got to go to the library anymore.
That's true.
You don't got to pull up a book. You just got it.
Yeah, internet.
So now we have a whole generation of people who have nothing to do.
That's true. No purpose.
Yeah, so they just make up some random purpose. And now they're complaining about how bad everything is when it's better than it's ever been.
Yep, exactly. That's what I've been saying. They have
So
no
listen,
idea.
when you can have pizza anytime because they've put it on a bagel.
Yeah, right.
What happens when you disrupt the system to the point where that goes away and now you have to experience the real world? Once these people actually get a taste of what is really required of you for survival, man, these people's their eyes are going to go full Biden. It's going to pop blood everywhere. They're going to be like, ah! It's like I was telling you that story about the Occupy people who got the farm. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, they did not like that.
Yeah, they had to actually work. They had to get up and do work. And that takes, I mean, you can't chill. You can't relax and just shoot whatever you want to do on the internet. It's like, no, there is no internet. You don't have time for internet. You have to work from when you wake up till you get too tired to keep working and you go to sleep. And it continues over and over. That's what farmers do. We've got farmers out there. That's what they do. They farm all day long and they work to get us food. I don't think they even think about it. They don't even think about it. The person you told me about that millennial that believed food appeared in the store. And that's where food came from.
I don't know if they believe the food just appeared there. It's just
certainly
they've never thought beyond where does the food actually come from.
Let alone all the different options that are there and all the different lines of, the wheels moving in society to give us these comforts that we have.
Oh, man, I tell you.
It drives me nuts.
When I try talking to some people, so this guy I know posted something on Facebook where he's like, I kid you not, he argued instead of reopening businesses, just pay everyone. And I was like,
why don't you just give everyone money so they can buy stuff on their own?
The government is so dumb. They should just give people money and then they'll have money so they can eat.
Where would they spend the money if there's nothing open?
That's what I said. And I was like, I was like, let's break things down for a second. Let's do some quick math, right?
Uh-huh.
The value of the dollar is based on many things, but basically the value is based on what you get for it.
All right.
And right now in the United States, you get a lot for $1. There's food, tools, services. Let's just use those. Let's do X, Y, and Z. Let's not even quantify it.
Right.
And I said, what happens if you shut down 90% of all businesses? Well, now the dollar can only get you things from essential services, right? Now, if you're somebody who already has food, what does the money mean for you?
Nothing.
So let's say you own your house. You got to pay taxes, right?
Okay.
So you got to pay something. If you're someone who has the majority of your needs met and someone's like, hey, I'll give you $10 for that apple, you're like, well, I need the apple.
I'd rather keep the apple.
I can't buy anything with the $10. In a long enough shutdown, the money becomes worthless because there's nothing you can do with it.
Right.
So I'm like, if the government's just going to start printing out money and giving it to people, but everything's closed, at a certain point, people are like, I don't need this.
What happened in Venezuela?
Mm-hmm.
In that trunk loads of money they can't buy an apple with.
Well, that's a whole lot of other problems.
No, you're right. Sure. But
It's amazing how Venezuela was extremely wealthy, one of the most oil-rich nations on the planet. And then they were like, you get a bunch of well-off, relatively poor people, and then they just burn everything to the ground. There you go. That's what they want for us. And I got to say, man, I'm not actually all that worried about it.
No?
It's funny because I feel like I'm worried for them.
Well, because you have a van that you're going to live in down by the
I built
river.
the van. Hey. I was on the Joe Rogan podcast
I'm not
in
joking.
2019.
Yeah.
And we were laughing about it. And I said, if you keep going down this path, here's what's going to happen. I'm buying a van. And then everybody laughed. And you think I'm joking.
And then you bought said van.
And then I remember when I told Joe I literally did have the van. He's like, wait, you really did? I was like, yeah, I did it. He's like, I built the van. It's got 1,000 amp hours in it. It's got solar panels.
Thing's pretty boss.
This thing,
it's a boss van.
if with the solar panels on, it will never run out of power.
Nice.
For all the basic uses, like
As long as it's sunny out.
yeah, right. But technically, it will never run out of power. With 1,000 amp hours, with the monitor, with general electrical outlet usage, if I had a bunch of things plugged in, a laptop, we did the math, and the amount of power that it holds will easily sustain everything in the event that it's too cloudy or too dark.
Yeah.
But with general sunlight, it charges faster than it discharges. Now,
You just need to figure out food and water.
right. So I parked the van somewhere. Now, I really don't think it's going to come to that, to be honest.
No.
But the point is, if everything just broke down, I'm not worried about myself. I'm worried about them. I feel like when I'm telling these people to stop doing it, it's not because I'm worried about what's going to happen to me.
I agree. I feel the same way. It's I know how to hunt. I would do that. I would be
3 recurve bows right there, some broadheads. We go hunt some wild boar, and you'd have 2 axes and a loincloth, and you'd be running it down and just take it out.
Actually, no, I'm really accurate with a bow. I'd probably prefer the bow in that situation.
Yeah. People don't know that about you. You actually did archery and
I
stuff.
did. Yep.
Yeah.
I am
So Adam would be
quite
like
proficient.
the male Katniss Everdeen,
Yeah.
taking out the wild game, and we'd have a little,
The more you know.
little van village.
Little van village.
And these people,
I like the sound of that. Actually,
these people would turn
Not
into
bad.
like Morlocks or the I Am Legend creatures.
Yep.
They're going to be in New York running around like, and
No,
they're going to be.
they wouldn't last that long, dude.
Well, they would by eating each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which would in turn make them crazier, and then they'd eat the crazy, and then in turn get them more crazy.
Yeah, it's like
And then they'd get like the shakes.
shakes.
Book of Eli. They'll
Yeah,
pull out your
yeah.
hand, and he's like, "I'm good."
yeah. Have you ever seen Pandorum?
I think so. What is?
I
don't know.
watched it a couple weeks ago.
No, I haven't. That's the one you were watching, and I was like, "What's this? I don't know this one."
So basically, they're on a colony ship leaving Earth to go
Okay.
very, very far away, and they're in hypersleep. They're supposed to be in hypersleep for a few hundred years. This dude wakes up through a default release of hypersleep, so it's not proper procedure, so he's all messed up.
Okay.
But then there's these weird humanoid cannibalistic creatures that hunt humans on the ship and eat them. It basically turns out that, like,
Spoiler.
yeah, I mean, the movie's 20-something years old.
Hey,
So-
spoiler, man.
Spoiler.
You're gonna spoil it.
It turns
I haven't
out
seen it.
So that there's an evolutionary virus to help humans adapt to the new planet. But because it was released to people on the ship, they adapted by becoming cannibalistic humanoid monsters that could eat other humans. It's the only way to survive. So that's what I imagine would happen to Antifa,
Okay.
It would actually be really funny to do like a short story or film or like video game where it's like in 100 years, there's like walled off cities of regular humans who have like, there's the official flag is the Gadsden flag. It's like the national flag of the tribes.
Yeah.
But you go outside the walls and you must beware Antifa.
Antifa's
They've
out there.
devolved into like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and they're like cannibalistic, and they're like, and you go out there and it's very dangerous because they eat you.
Well, we are
Or squirrel.
animals. People like to forget that or think that we're different, but it's like, no, we're mammals. We are. There's animals on this planet, and the alpha male is usually the one
Smarter.
who wins.
We separated ourselves from evolution.
Yep.
It used to be that when one species overcame another, it was through gradual adaptations. Then humans got intelligent and were able to overcome
Everything.
basically everything. Just
Yep.
like boom, like we are masterful predators, man.
Yep.
So here's what I find funny about all the Antifa stuff and all this weirdo revolutionary garbage. Like, do these people have any skills?
No.
No.
Other than
They
complaining
don't.
on the internet.
They're very good at that.
That's
they're
what I'm
very
saying.
good.
They have skills.
Admittedly, they're the best.
They're
They're good at that.
admittedly they're the best.
Yeah.
Reeing. If they've got a PhD in reeing.
Yeah.
REEEEE.
Hey, man, no one is better at complaining on the internet than the woke left.
That's true.
They've got it down to an art.
You got to do work to live. I don't care what you believe in.
So I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, they claim to represent the working class. They don't. These people are overwhelmingly post-grads and graduates, who make $100K plus a year, and they're demanding subsidies from the government to forgive their loans. It's like, why are we going to subsidize the wealthiest people?
Yeah, it doesn't
or the
make
people with the
sense.
highest salaries.
It's true.
Meanwhile, regular working class people are like, a portly 40-year-old white dude who like fixes toilets for a living or does plumbing. And it's a decent income for a lot of these guys.
Doesn't even have to be a white dude. Why you got to be racist, bro?
I'm just talking about
Why you gotta be like
you know
that?
Joe the plumber?
I'm just messing with you.
Remember Joe the plumber?
No, but seriously, anyone could be in the trades. I worked in the trades for a while, and it's
I
saw all. It doesn't matter who you are. There was all different types of people in there.
Of course. The point I'm making is these scrawny college students who think they're smarter than you do not represent anybody but themselves.
It's true.
So they're calling cops traitors and stuff. And it's like, bro, that cop is more working class than you are.
I know. Yeah.
And now they're like, abolish the police unions. And I'm like, okay. You're for open borders, which 10 years ago was the ultra right wing, according to Bernie Sanders.
Yep.
The libertarian right wing industrialist. Sure. But my private company, you say, of Facebook. Okay, that's a very right wing traditionally thing. And you're all scrawny upper class rich people who want to subsidize. What is this? Why are they the left?
What do they really want?
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just
No,
crying.
they want to be. They want to be kings.
You know why
and
they hate
queens.
Trump?
They want things handed to them. Their sense of entitlement knows no bounds.
I think one of the reasons they hate Trump is that in one way they see he's a reflection of them.
Okay.
I view Trump as somebody who really wants approval.
He definitely does. Yeah.
And this is one of the things that I'd been saying was a big mistake of the Democrats. Trump wants you to love him. He puts his name on top of buildings in big gold letters.
Yeah, clearly.
One thing he really wants is the adoration of the people.
Yeah.
If the Democrats just like placated him, he'd have given him whatever they wanted. There was even like a gun control compromise.
Yep.
If they just said, "Wow, Trump, you're a really great and effective leader. A good leader would do this." He'd be like, "Oh, definitely, I'm the best. Everybody agrees. Yeah, let's go with this." And he'd get a lot of compromise done. But the Democrats didn't want to do that. They just wanted to hate him and just attack him, probably because he's messing up their game.
Yeah, the all this money that they're making off of the deals Obama was putting in, Hillary was putting in.
TPP would have been a windfall for a lot of these big corporations.
Yeah, exactly.
And even Bernie opposed it.
Even Bernie opposed it.
So now I look at these SJW type people, and what do they really want? They want mommy and daddy to say, "I'm proud of you."
Yep.
But they hate their parents.
They want to be loved. Everybody wants to be
Yep.
loved. Everybody wants to be cherished and feel a part of something, And now they're a part of something.
It's a cult. That's what cults
It is
do.
yeah,
That's
you're
what
right.
cults do. Cults.
It filled the void. It
Right.
filled the void that they were thirsting for. They were like, "Oh yeah, come on, we got you. We love you here."
Yeah, this is actually one reason why I've thought maybe religion is really important. Because at least with the modernization of
Yep.
Christianity and Judaism, you have peace.
That's a good point.
Like, yeah, we had thousands of years of war and conflict,
Yep.
but now you look at modern Christianity and it's like,
Yeah.
people just sitting at home having Christmas and kind of minding their own business.
One of my best friends is, he goes to church and he runs I forget what he calls it, but it's basically just a group of, any kid that doesn't have a dad. It's a bunch of dads go and they all have like a dad day, like come and we hang out, we do, manly stuff. It's kind of like Boy Scouts, but for,
Big
like
Brother or something?
Yeah, like Big Brother, and it's like, it's in the Christian church or, whatever church he goes to. And it's like through them, and it's not really religious. They don't talk about religion. They just do, they play games. They talk about what's bothering them. And it's like, that's awesome. It's like, I'm not religious, but I can get behind that. Like we need that kind of stuff in communities. That's going to help solve a lot of issues,
Well, the way I see it is, I grew up Catholic briefly,
Okay.
left the church, not very interested in it. I'm looking at it now like, wow, when you remove that from people, they fill it with really nasty stuff.
Yeah.
there's like a hole and people are looking for something. There, a lot of people probably are scared of death. And then you can have someone whisper sweet nothings into your ears, and it can be a reformed modern religion that tries to tell people to do better. Doesn't mean they always do. Or it can be a death cult that tells you everyone is evil and everyone hates you and everything must burn.
Yeah.
And so now you have these people trying to burn everything, even an elk statue.
Even an elk statue.
Just to burn it, just destroy it.
Yep.
So it's like they're unwinding all of these things we have built. Now, to me, this is evil. You want to know why this is evil?
Tell me, Tim.
You want to know what the purpose of life is?
Yes, I do.
I know.
Desperately
I know all
seeking
the
it.
answers, man.
Especially what you think it is.
Well, I can't tell you what meaning means or is.
Come on.
But I can tell you that life does one thing.
Cop out.
Life organizes free energy into complex systems, and it creates it actually increases the level of complexity. So it's almost like within an entropic system, we have life, which is negative entropy in a sense. So basically, you take a look at the building blocks of the universe.
Okay.
And everything, entropy, everything is slowly dissipating. Eventually, we'll face the heat death of the universe. Yeah.
Or the
So,
opposite.
What's the opposite?
The big cold, they call it.
The big cold?
Yeah, because the universe is expanding. So eventually,
That is the heat death.
I mean, eventually, but everything will be so far away from each other, you won't see any other
That's
stars.
The heat death. There's no more heat. There's no more transfer of energy.
Oh, okay.
Each electron is evenly spaced out to the point where nothing interacts ever again.
Yeah, you can't. Yep.
So that's where we're headed based on what we currently think. However, for now, as things do spread out, there are still interactions between baser particles, which form atoms, elements, compounds, etc. And so throughout everything we can see as what life and existence is, there are bits of random free energy that combine to form more complex things, be it more electrons or neutrons or protons, all the way up to compounds. Then eventually you get to the point where life starts to exist, which is the ever increasing complexity of existence.
Yeah.
So you first, and this is based on me, who I am not a scientist, I don't study this stuff, but you have self-replicating proteins that emerge, and all these are chemicals that just copy each other, and so they're taking free energy bits and sticking them together. Somehow, somewhere, it becomes cellular life, and so at the very base of regular life, they're taking chemical bits and turning it into more complex systems that function and reproduce. Eventually, you get multicellular. So now it's even more complicated, where each individual cell now combines with other cells. Eventually that becomes an organism.
Mm-hmm.
So then you get basic, really small microorganisms. As they increasingly become more and more complicated, absorbing free energy and creating more complex systems, you get to the point where this life creates a system outside of itself, an ecosystem. So now you have squirrels planting nuts, which become trees, which make more nuts, which feed the squirrels. So now the life is interacting between each other. Then you get to the point where the life starts manipulating the environment. Beavers building dams, etc. Bees building nests, birds building nests. And then you come to the point where we're at now, human beings who create abstract complex systems. We don't just reproduce by eating things and turning it into more people. We don't just create physical objects. We also name those objects, give them ridiculous amounts of names. Like the word run has, I think, like 50 plus definitions. We create ridiculous, abstract, complicated systems.
Okay.
So here's what I see. Creation, in the sense that we don't actually create matter out of nothing, but the creation of new complex systems is something we can build and can create. Over time, we do our best to create more than we destroy. These people seek only to destroy.
True.
Which is the opposite of what life does. And that's what I feel like we're supposed to do. We're supposed to build new complex systems and improve upon them so that they help new systems grow. And it's, in a sense, resisting the entropy of the universe. We won't win that fight.
Yeah.
But we're trying harder and harder and harder to do better and better and better. We become more efficient. We simplify language. We simplify math. We simplify our programming languages so they become increasingly more complex but more capable. Then Antifa on the far left shows up and tries to destroy everything around us. To me, that is the opposite of what life does, and that's why it's inherently evil. It's destructive, it hurts people, it hurts us, it hurts our creations, our developments, and in the end, it leaves us in pain.
Yep.
They burn down an elk statue for literally no reason. It's destruction for no reason. It builds nothing, it creates nothing, it hurts everyone.
And it's gone now.
I know.
It disappeared.
Right.
They don't know what happened to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
got pulled
it's
down?
not there anymore.
So that's why how I view these people. They have no plan.
Yeah.
They're not trying to create anything. They're not trying to improve anything. They are in fact trying to make everything harder for everybody.
Yep.
And they're
In the fight to say that it's trying to make it equal for everybody.
oh, that's the insidiousness, I
Yep.
guess. That you think that what they're actually doing is. So many people are like, but they're anti-fascist. Oh,
In the most fascist way possible.
fascistic. I'll be fair.
Okay.
Because I'll avoid the proper noun that is fascism.
Okay.
It's authoritarianism. It's very much similar. There's a famous anarchist professor. I'm gonna leave his name out, but he tweeted about this. That many elements of the left have adopted fascistic philosophies
Yep.
in order to gain power.
Before we get too far away, that was beautiful how you talked about basically the evolution of life on the planet, and the whole time all I wanted to do was praise the sun. But like do the arms up.
Yeah.
Well, the sun is
I
emitting
couldn't
free
help.
energy.
I know, it's amazing.
Very basic free energy.
Yeah, very
And then-
powerful energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when that stuff hits Earth, a whole bunch of different systems are created.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's that energy is the what we use to build. All the little tiny bits on this planet are taken up using that energy like a solar panel to make stuff.
I mean, that's how we survive, because the plants eat the sun. We eat the plants. The animals eat the plants. We eat the animals. Eat the plants.
But this is why it's so important to create sustainable systems, green energy, and things like that.
Yeah.
If we just keep burning off fossil fuels, we're putting ourselves at risk.
Yep.
But the people who just burn random things down and tear down, statues of abolitionists and beat people, they're a chaotic, destructive force that is in the disinterest of all life.
It's true.
All life.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it reminds me of what is it, 28 Days Later, I guess? Maybe that's the movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
You've got in the beginning
been a while.
there's like that chimp that's infected, and the animal liberation people break in and they're like, we're going to set these animals free, and then they open it and then the chimp is all infected, zombified, and it bites them. And that's how the zombie virus gets out to the general public. That's how I view these people. Many of them think they're good intentioned, and you've got someone begging them, stop, we're actually fighting really hard to make the planet a better place, and they run in like morons and just blow everything up and then make everything worse. That's the chaotic, destructive force that is whatever this weird far left stuff is.
Yeah.
Like, they're rewinding everything. They want to destroy Mount Rushmore. They want to erase these things. They want to bring back segregation. Oh, they'll lie to you and say, no, we don't. All actions speak louder than words.
They are already segregating a lot.
They've been doing it for a decade, man.
That's crazy.
They've been doing it with graduation ceremonies.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And they've been doing it with pop culture for a long time.
It's so racist.
Yeah. Yep. Because you had an agreement among most people in this country that we should not segregate, but there were still people of all races that were angry that happened.
Democrats.
Not necessarily. No, I mean,
But necessarily.
there are
They're out there though.
there are Mexican people who segregate. There are black people who segregate. There are white people who segregate. And most of society was like, "No, we're not going to do that.
Yep.
We're gonna be in this together." Well, we let our guard downs, man. The difficult thing about being for freedom and liberty is that it's easy to exploit the goodwill of people who are wanting to let you do your thing.
That's a good point.
So it's funny. There's always these free speech conundrums, right? Right now the BBC has banned Black Lives Matter buttons, I guess.
Right, because they found out that they're linked to different things that they are not okay with anymore.
And so I'm seeing a bunch of people say, "Where are all the free speech, activists to defend this now?" And I'm like,
Do they have free speech in the UK?
they don't.
Right.
I think it's implied free speech, but I don't think they have it the same way we do.
Right.
So they don't. Like Count Dankula got arrested, but for the pug joke. But my response to this is like, first of all, I will absolutely defend your right to free speech. If you want to wear that button on TV, the BBC shouldn't be allowed to ban it. I don't think that would fly in the U.S. if it was a public broadcaster like NPR or something. However, do you really think that most people are going to rush to the defense of people who are trying to shut down their free speech?
No.
This
Definitely not.
is the inherent problem with being for freedom. You will defend someone as they scream, they'll be pointing at you screaming, "Don't let him speak. Everyone, shut him down. Scream in his face." And then when the cops come and start yelling at them, the good guys, the freedom-loving people say, no, he should be allowed to keep saying it. So what does that mean? They're entitled to rally people to shut you down And principally, you must allow them to do it.
That's a good point.
It's a problem.
Yeah, I know.
There you go, man. That's a conundrum.
Yeah,
Because
it's a conundrum right there.
I believe they have a right to say it.
Yep.
But guess what? Because they do, they use it and they use it against us. And so long as we believe in that principle, they will exploit it because authoritarianism has a major advantage over libertarianism.
Right.
China can weld people in their homes and shut down a pandemic.
And
We can't do that.
harvest organs of
Yep.
people that they hold in camps.
Yep. They can make people eat gutter out of the sewer,
Yep.
then lock people up and do whatever they want to them. And that's no way to live, man. Man, being treated like just a waste byproduct. You know, you seen the movie The Island?
Yeah.
With Scarlett Johansson and was it Ewan McGregor?
Yep. Yep.
For those that aren't familiar, it's
Good movie.
basically. I mean, the movie's 20 years old.
Spoilers.
So spoilers. There's these people who live in this facility, and they're very childish and naive, and they think when you win the lottery, you get to go to with like the island or something.
You get to go to the island. Yeah. Yeah.
But in reality, when you win the lottery, it's because outside of this facility, the actual human who had a clone of them made to harvest organs wants your organs.
Needs the organ. Yeah.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is like these people live there not realizing they're actually clones. And then when someone's liver fails, they're like, chop them open, take the liver.
Or the pregnant woman that basically carried the baby
Yeah.
to term
Yep.
for her clone. Or
Yep.
she was the clone, rather. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, that's how you're treated in authoritarian systems.
Mm-hmm.
Like just
Like a number?
you don't matter.
Sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work last time.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, I got bad news for you. It seems like we're heading in that direction.
I don't think so.
Listen, there's a lot of freedom-loving people, but it's funny. I've been saying a lot that people should stand up for themselves.
People are.
I tweeted about the silent majority,
Yep.
and everyone keeps trying to make it seem like when I say speak up, I'm saying go out and physically fight or something.
Right.
And I think these people are doing this because they don't want moderates and conservatives and even actual liberals to speak up for themselves. So it's like the only thing available right now is either you can shut up and let them take over. And when I say stand up for yourself, they're like, he's calling for violence. He's calling for violence. Help, help. It's like, no, I'm just saying people that should tell you to shut up. They want that dichotomy so that they have a monopoly on violence.
Yep.
And there's nothing you can do about it. But like I said, man, peaceful protest is more effective. If you stand up, it's like
That's what Martin Luther King believed in, and he was a boss at it, and he made it work.
and I wonder why it is he's more revered to the general public than Malcolm X is.
I don't know.
It's the violence issue. It's the issue of violence.
That's probably it.
It's funny. I think Malcolm X condemned liberals, and I think Martin Luther King condemned moderates.
Interesting.
Yeah, they both, whatever. They were both civil rights leaders in their own right, but most people are unfamiliar with Malcolm X.
Yeah.
I don't even know much about him other than people have told me that he was more in favor of being violent and fighting back, whereas
Yeah.
Martin Luther King Jr. is more about passive resistance
Yep.
and civil disobedience. I wonder if that's why we actually, remember him more fondly, I guess.
Probably.
Yeah. They were both killed, right? I think so.
Pretty sure.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know where we're heading, man. So I did a segment on my main channel today about what if everybody loses? What if Trump and Biden both lose? There's a new,
Interesting.
So remember we talked before about what could cause a civil war if Trump wins. So here's what I said: Trump could win the Electoral College by a little bit, and then some swing state has a Democrat governor who then says, no, we're going to give our votes to the popular winner. So then Trump and Biden both declare victory. Newsweek wrote an article saying the inverse, that both Trump and Biden lose. And if they both lose, then what happens is it goes to the House of Representatives based on state delegations where
Ah.
Republicans have the majority.
Okay.
So based on the amount of reps, you get, I don't know exactly how it works, but basically what they said was it would be 26-23 in terms of delegations, and the Republicans would win. So if Biden and Trump don't clear 270, the House of Representatives votes, and Trump is guaranteed the Republican win.
Okay.
So the way they argued it was that Trump will claim there's voter fraud in one of these swing states.
Okay.
There's 4 swing states that have Republican control of their state legislatures. So they're arguing Trump will claim voter fraud. The state legislators will vote and say we must investigate. That will jam up the Electoral College, which won't vote in time. So these 4 states will be removed, putting both Trump and Biden under 270. Then the House of Representatives votes, Trump wins. That's their argument.
Yep.
And if that happens, Chaos.
I mean, it's 2020. It's 2020's motto is chaos, right? So
Where are the
it's
aliens
fitting.
at? Just bring the aliens in.
Supposedly they're here. People are
Look.
saying they're in Miami. They're flying around New York. They're somewhere. I don't know. I haven't seen them yet though.
Just Yosemite goes off, Krakatoa goes off, meteor slams into there, rips right through it. The aliens come in.
Well, if Yellowstone
Half the
goes
people
off,
get raptured.
America
Don't know where they go.
is gone basically.
Yeah.
So it's basically turning America into one big volcano.
You know, it would be cool if all of the weird apocalyptic scenarios happened at the exact same time.
Yes.
Yeah, cool, Tim.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, I'm just ready for it.
Bring
you
it
know?
on. Just let
let's
it all
roll
happen.
for it.
The
So,
asteroid will come.
You get massive global warming, so the oceans start rising.
Yeah.
Then a giant asteroid slams into the Earth while aliens are coming. Then Yosemite goes off. What else happens?
They clone dinosaurs. They figured out how to clone dinosaurs. This is true, by the way. They actually have claimed they can clone dinosaurs.
All of a sudden,
They
T-Rex.
I don't know if they have yet.
All of a sudden, a T-Rex just walks into your city and then like eats a guy, and you're like, I don't even know what's it's 2020, man.
Yeah.
I got it.
What?
Mentos, are you listening to me?
Mentos.
You know,
what?
remember the Mentos commercials?
Where are we going?
Where like they would get away with doing things,
Yeah.
but as long as they're eating Mentos, like committing crimes is okay.
Fresh breaker. Or I don't
Yeah,
know.
like I remember one where it's like there's a guy who wants to park his car, but he can't, and so then like he hires a bunch of construction workers to lift someone's car up so he can put his car there. And the guy looks at the window and he's like, "What are you doing to my car?" And the guy shows Mentos and pops it in his mouth, and they all start laughing. It's like, remember those commercials?
I do, yeah, vaguely.
That's what it's basically like right now. It's like, but instead, it's like it's 2020. You know, like
Have a Mentos.
no, but
I'm burning this elk statue. Mentos.
yeah, it's like aliens come and crash into a building, and there's like people fleeing and they're shooting people.
And it's
then-
just the aliens are actual Mentos bars.
no.
They're
I'm just saying
boop,
like
boop, 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 boop.
it's like that idea. It's like Mentos,
Giant-sized
not
Mentos
literally
with
Mentos,
eyes.
not literally Mentos.
I know, but
the idea is that
a great
no matter
thought.
what happens, like I'll put it this way: you're robbing a bank, and a cop runs and he goes, "Drop the weapon," and you hold up a calendar and you point to 2020, and the cop goes. And you just shrug, and then you walk out with bags of cash, like it's 2020, man. You know, whatever. It's all, you know. You steal someone's car, and they're like, "Well, you're stealing my car." You're like, "It's 2020," and they're like, "Good point.
Good
Nothing
one.
matters."
You're right. Here's the keys.
Yeah, and they high five you.
Yeah.
Chaos isn't. You know,
Fun. That sounds terrible.
I don't know, man. Does it?
A little bit,
It's
yeah.
the waiting I can't stand. How often have we been joking about giant meteor of death just slamming to the earth and just wiping us all out?
I mean, not that often, but Sure.
In the past 8 years, giant meteor has bumper stickers.
yeah,
have-
it has started to
Hurry
trend
up and
more
end
and
it
more.
already.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. Put Trump's face on the asteroid and have him just yelling China and like a streak of fire behind him as he slams into the earth.
It's the
I don't know, man.
asteroid.
I'm the biggest asteroid. I'll wipe out everything. Everybody agrees. It's over.
No one will survive.
I gotta say though, you know, I've been talking to people about this stuff, and you can't help but want to be a conspiracy theorist in times like this.
It's true.
So you've got COVID. What, you know, it's just like I don't know anybody who's had it. I don't know anybody who has it. I traveled across the country. I got tested for it. I didn't have it.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody. I don't know anybody who has it, and that's
Well,
just me. I'm not saying it doesn't
And
exist or anything like that.
What's weird is the death rate. Everyone's talking about everyone's got it now. There's the amount of people that have it is skyrocketing.
The death rate is gone.
But the
now.
death rate has consistently dropped and is still dropping. And
there's-
it's still almost nothing now.
No, the weird thing to me is June 9th, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
They said, or was it maybe the 3rd? Very asymptomatic transfers, very, very rare. We haven't seen it.
Ah, interesting.
That was June 3rd from the World Health Organization. So then I was like, oh, okay, so masks are pointless.
Yeah.
Then they were like, oh, but you got to wear it. And I'm like, but you just said if we don't have symptoms, we can't transmit it.
Yeah.
But you wear your mask. I'm like, do you just want everybody to wear masks? Is that what you're on about? Because I don't care. I'll wear a mask.
It's
I don't-
keeping the fear so they can blame it on Trump so that they'll pull Trump votes.
I don't
If
know,
it wasn't
man.
an election year, conspiracy
Nothing makes
theory or
sense.
not, it's an election year and things go crazy on election years.
Nothing makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Like, remember when I've been saying the Democrats want Trump to win?
I don't know. I don't know if that's true.
Listen, man, when you tell the American public that protesting is allowed, but cutting hair isn't,
Or going to church isn't.
right?
When
So
it's
they
written
say
in
in
the
California
Constitution.
you can't sing in church,
That's ridiculous.
but you can protest for Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Regular people are gonna freak out about that.
Yeah, that's weird.
This country is still majority Christian, and they're gonna be like, "What?"
Not only can you protest, but protesting doesn't cause a spike of coronavirus. They're making a point to slam this home. You can go out and protest. It doesn't cause it to spread. So it's like, if that's true, then why can't we just go about our business? Even if sure, we'll wear masks. I don't even mind. I'll wear a mask. I don't care. But let us do our thing. Open businesses up.
I got bad news.
What is it?
Facebook has
good.
stripped me of my hope in humanity.
Oh no, why?
Because it's just all of these people regurgitating garbled, nonsensical talking points.
I know. I'm seeing it all the time.
Like what I said, where the guy was like, "Duh, why does the government just like pay people like the?" Yeah, just pay what?
Yep.
Has no idea how any of this stuff is made, where it comes from. It's just like food's just there.
Yeah.
The government can give you cheese.
Facebook is just filled with bad articles, poorly written, basically opinions, citing science that isn't proven, memes that claim to prove a point but literally just have a sentence on them, and they're like, "Look at this meme, it shows that this happened." And I'm like, wow, that you're spreading that around a lot. Do you know that's not true, right? Bah!
I don't care if it's true.
I don't care. I don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
How dare you, man?
It's
you're
like that-
racist.
It's like that comic where it's like, I'm mad.
I'm racist. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You have no idea who I am then. If you're calling me racist.
But you're white.
Sure.
Those are the new rules, bro.
I don't care.
I didn't make it up.
I
didn't make it
don't.
up.
They're not. It's not law.
I'll tell you what, man.
It's crazy
I
law.
always, whenever
crazy
I'm talking,
rules.
Whenever I'm talking to my woke friends about this stuff,
Yeah.
like in person,
Mm-hmm.
I always like pulling the black propaganda card. You know what black propaganda is?
Explain, please.
It's where you pretend to be in favor of something and you
Okay.
make it seem insane.
Oh, okay.
So like if you dressed up like an intersectional feminist and went around screaming, like kill people and stuff, people would be like, "Whoa, these people are crazy. I don't have anything to do with them."
Okay.
Even though you're not really for it. It's a trick. But what I like doing is I just say something like, when they start talking about all this stuff, I'll be like, "Oh, dude, yeah, I'm totally down." I'll be honest with you guys. I come from a mixed race family, so I'm looking forward to when you guys are second class citizens, right? You'll have no job, you'll work for me, I can do whatever I want, and you guys will be answering to whatever it is I want to do. And they're like, wait, what? I'll be like, yeah, you're white. I'm the smallest minority in the country. The smallest minority is people of mixed race background. So all these woke white people that are preaching this stuff, I'm like, I look forward to you cleaning my dishes and kissing my feet.
Well, I do like working for you, though. I'll be honest. It's pretty
Yeah,
nice.
but this is not that kind of job.
Cool.
Your job is just to sit there and talk about your feelings.
Yeah.
Like we both just complain to the internet for a living. It's not that kind of job.
I do like poking you a little bit. And just
Yeah, whatever, man. It's a show. That's the point.
get you to rage.
What do you think? Like these white people think they're entering a world where they'll have power or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, you won't. I'll be okay. I'll be fine.
Right.
I'll just grow my facial hair out to get tan for 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden I get all the benefits that you're espousing, and I'll just pretend to support you because then I get your money, right? You have to pay me.
What a world.
Hey man, your ancestors created those miscegenation laws and racial covenants. So, at what point? Here's the other question I have too. Like,
It's crazy. Hold on. But it's crazy, though, because only like 16% of the world is white people.
yes, yeah, right.
I was like, wow, that's a crazy statistic. I had no idea. It's like,
Even in
that's
America,
nuts.
Even in America and in Europe.
Yeah. No, that's combined.
No.
Both
What
of
I'm
those.
saying is, even in these countries, you have large non-white populations.
Yeah, that's true.
Not true for China. Not true for Japan.
Right.
Not true for almost every single other country on the planet. So, whatever that means, I'll tell you what. These people seem to think that they're going to get access to power or something by putting these rules into place. Does it stop with Confederate statues? The answer? No.
Right.
These people have no line. It then goes on to Ulysses S. Grant, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington. Does it stop with presidents? Well, because Grant was a slave owner. He had one slave. He did free the man. Then it goes to the abolitionist Union soldier who died in battle to free the slaves. Does it stop with human beings?
The hundreds of thousands of soldiers that fought to free the slaves.
They tore down the one statue of the guy.
Oh, right.
But it doesn't stop with humans. They'll burn down the elk statue.
No, that's just
Here's
ridiculous.
my question. Will reparations stop with just the black community?
No way.
Right. Hey, man. Hey.
My
My family, my mixed race family,
Yeah.
was oppressed, was unable to build wealth because it was illegal, and were forced to flee different states because of racial covenants and racist laws. Therefore, my family is entitled to money from your pocket.
Hey, whoa.
You specifically, Adam.
No. My family wasn't even here during all that was going down. They
I'm
came.
kidding,
They
by the
came
way, I don't mean that.
after it all. So it's like, oh, I don't. What did I do? Like my
Doesn't
family
matter.
didn't own slaves.
Doesn't matter. You're white.
Okay, sure.
That means you got to give me money. Where's that $100 I gave you yesterday? Give it back. That's mine now.
All right.
I'm kidding.
There you go.
No, I don't actually. I don't actually. I think it doesn't make sense. I think my family greatly benefited. I think even if there were bad laws that held us back, they escaped something worse.
No, we live in a beautiful country right
yeah.
now where anyone who wants to work hard towards something they want to do, they can do it. That's the world we live in. These people don't want to work hard. They want to scream at other people and have everything handed to them, which is what they're used to. And they have no idea that when the system falls apart, they won't have anything.
They're gonna cry.
And they will cry.
And I'll be fine.
And probably die because
I'll be fine.
they won't be self-sufficient. They'll be asking others for the things that they're used to, that they're
man.
privileged to have, that they don't realize that they have.
They have no idea what's going on around the world.
No, they have no idea.
Slavery still exists.
In over 100 countries.
Yeah. Do you know what happened?
Millions of people, millions and millions of people are slaves right now. Millions. And that's only like 2 or 3 different countries. Millions of people
You know,
there.
slavery still exists in the United States too.
Really?
Trafficking,
That's true.
human trafficking these are people who are traded as property, and it happens.
It's true.
Bro, I got crazy.
I have heard about that.
We've tracked some crazy stories, particularly with the Native American reservations and
Yeah.
what people do. I'm not going to get into the fine details, but man, these are horrific things. It still exists today.
Yeah, it's messed up.
And instead of talking about shutting these things down, they're like, we could be talking about the horrifying things that happen on reservations that the FBI won't go after because they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they're like, break apart Mount Rushmore. It's like, okay.
Yep.
There's like innocent people being tortured and kidnapped. We could, I don't know, focus on that for a minute. I'm down. No, they don't want to do it. So here's what I think, man. I almost, part of me wants them to just finally get their way. You know why? Because there are a lot of people in this country who are crazy. There are a lot of people in this country who are very fit, very well armed, and very angry, very crazy, very aggressive.
Yep.
They wish they were Alexander the Great. They wish they were Genghis Khan. And when the system all falls apart, no one will stop them. What do you think happens in the Pacific Northwest with these whiny little babies? And there's no government. You're going to see warlords.
Yeah.
We already almost saw it in Chaz.
Yeah, he claims he was like they appointed him. He didn't like go in.
That's exactly. But that's right.
That's true.
There's going to be
it's gonna happen anyway.
There's going to be one guy, and he's going to walk in, and he's going to be like, "We're going to make this work, and you're going to do it my way." And he's going to start telling them what to do, and they're going to be like, "You can't tell me what to do." And then he's going to go, "Pop! Anyone else?
Yep.
Get to work."
Yep.
And they're going to be like, "Okay."
Like, oh man, what? But
They don't understand the cops are accountable.
We were supposed to. Yeah, exactly.
When the police do things wrong, guess what? Videos pop up everywhere. It's not perfect.
And also, it's not racial. They want to fight to the death that it's racial, and it's not.
Even outside of that, at the very basic level, even though there is police corruption,
Sorry, but it's
there
not.
is an open door, no matter what the cops do, to try and get justice. But if we devolve into warlord territory with no government, there's no justice. If some guy starts some crazy guy who's got a ton of guns, everything falls apart. He calls himself like the Hook. He's like, this is my territory. Who do you complain to?
Right.
When he walks up to you and says, which one of you is cleaning the toilets? And you're like, hey man, this is America. And he goes, bang, it's you. And then you're like, my friend is dead. Tell it to someone who cares.
Yep.
They've never been to countries like this.
Nope.
When I was in Morocco, I told you the story. I'm in the taxi cab heading to the airport early hours of the morning, and the guy's blowing every stoplight. And then he's like, if we stop, they rob us. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's what happens there.
Well, thanks for blowing
They wait
through the lights.
They wait for you to stop, and then they run up to you with guns pointed. And so you got to speed through them.
Wow.
Man, there are countries where the cops will steal your stuff. They'll kidnap you. They'll take your money from your wallet.
Yeah.
But they don't get it, man, because they're too comfortable. They've had it too good.
Yeah. It's
We
strong men, good times,
Yeah.
good times, weak men, hard times.
We don't-
We're in the hard times. They're weak now.
Not yet.
Well, right. If it keeps going down this path, there will be hard times.
Yeah, we're at, like the roller coaster just come to the top,
Yeah, we're looking.
and we don't got to go over the edge, baby. But it looks like we're gonna go over the edge, and yeah, because even if Trump wins and brings back that really great economy that he had for the past few years, these people are gonna go nuts and burn everything down, and so it's just gonna be chaos no matter what happens. I mean, actually, I think if Biden wins, they just slowly take over, and then life sucks. So it's gonna be pretty awful.
Yeah.
Did you see what Scott Adams tweeted?
I think I.
What is this?
I did. I know what you're talking about.
He said, what did he say? Do you remember exactly what he said?
I didn't see it.
Yes,
said,
you did. We saw it.
He said,
You didn't see it? We were all laughing about it.
No, I don't think I did.
Oh, okay.
No.
he
sorry.
said, there's very good possibility that if Biden is elected, you'll be dead within the year.
Yeah.
Republicans will be hunted.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, was it meant to be over the top on purpose?
Probably.
I saw some people saying that with just like 3 tweets, he got them all triggered and going nuts and ape. And that the point may have been to do that. But now it's like, it makes him and it makes Trump supporters look insane, completely insane. I don't know. The goal was to like make Trump supporters look bad.
Well, it's stereotypes in general I don't like. So it's like, sure, he personally put that out there. He doesn't represent me. He doesn't
Let's talk about
represent most
persuasion.
people.
Let's talk about persuasion.
Sure.
That is popping up on a whole bunch of subreddits having nothing to do with politics, like insane people Facebook.
Okay.
And regular people are just like face palming and shaking their heads like, whoa, Trump supporters are crazy.
I think there's people on both sides that are crazy, that are just, they are separated from the average person that's looking at both sides going, I don't understand either group here.
So
I don't understand.
If you want to convince regular people to vote for Trump, the last thing you want to say is that they're coming to kill me, help.
Okay. Well, I
So
don't go to Scott for my political advice.
I'm not saying you do. I'm asking, why would you say something like that? Like, what's the point of doing that? Why would he say it?
Because his job is to sell cartoons and to be in the public eye.
So you think he was just trying to like generate buzz for himself?
That's what the news does. Have we not figured that out?
But
what
he's
mainstream
not
media?
He's not a news guy.
It doesn't. He's okay. He may not be news, but
is
he's on a platform that he needs his comics to be read. He needs his name to be spread, and it worked. So sure, okay, he's not a newsman, but he's in the light of the internet,
hurting Trump supporters to make money.
Sure, isn't that yeah? That seems to have worked over the past 4 years.
It's very simple. Well, I mean, no, a lot of the stuff he was doing was like explaining Trump's tactics.
I'm not
and strategies.
specifically talking about him. I'm saying in general, people orange man bad, and it sells.
But he's not an orange man bad personality. That's the issue.
Okay, so he's his own creation. Sure.
Yeah. So it just makes, I mean, hey, whatever his goal is, it makes Republicans look like they're lunatics,
yeah,
like paranoid, delusional. Oh no, they're coming to kill me. What do I do? And then you get these CNN people acting like Antifa doesn't exist.
Yeah.
When it's convenient.
I'm sick of this idea that most people are just ignorant fools that will just fall for everything. I don't believe it. I just do not believe it. For everyone I meet, sure, there's those ignorant people that are just like, okay, I believe whatever you say, yes. But, for the most part, a lot of people think for themselves. They want to learn. They don't just read a headline and go, bah! Yeah, those people exist. But for the most part, people are like, oh, okay, that's a little far-fetched. I'm going to need a little bit more. It's like, okay, sure, Reddit or Twitter. But we know Twitter's 2% of the population. How much? It's probably less on Reddit.
Daily active Twitter users is 2% of the population.
Okay. Daily active.
General active, where
Sure.
they like tweet once a month, is 22.
Okay. That's
so they're following people.
That's still a small margin of the general public.
Yeah.
So
It's where it's the political sphere though.
Yeah, but I'm not going to fall into this thing that I'm like, yeah, all right, well, that clearly it's everyone. It's like all Trump supporters must be like this because
It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
The small group on Reddit that are saying, look at this guy, and
I didn't say small group. I said it's popping up in a whole bunch of mainstream spaces where people are like, "Whoa, Trump supporters have gone insane."
So the mainstream spaces are what then?
Various, like it's all over Facebook.
Right.
It's on Facebook, Reddit, and Twitter.
Okay.
And people are taking old Dilbert comics and they're rewriting the text so that it sounds. So Dilbert says they're going to kill you, and it's funny in my opinion.
Okay.
So when I see like regular people easily getting propaganda to make Trump look bad, I have to wonder what was the point of saying it.
to get people triggered. That's the whole trolls on the internet. That's literally what they go on the internet to do.
Yeah, so
They're trolling.
So Scott Adams is trolling.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
That's all I'm asking. Like, what was his intention? I don't know. It was a crazy tweet.
Yeah, to have people share it, and they did. It went viral.
Very viral.
Boom, he nailed it. That's exactly what he was trying to do.
I guess the Trump supporters are going to rush to him now. They're going to be like, this guy gets it. This guy knows what's up. And then the left is going to be like, wow, these people are insane. But he's not trying to cater to that audience. So he's building an audience off of.
Well, I think it's ridiculous, but that's not going to change how I feel about the man.
About Trump?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm talking about Scott Adams.
Okay.
But it also creates, when you've got regular people in the middle and you're trying to persuade them to either agree with you or not.
Yeah, you think those regular people in the middle are on Twitter following him or seeing these things?
No, but they're on Facebook and their 17-year-old, Gen Zs is sharing it with them and they're like, whoa, these people are crazy.
Facebook is a freaking, it's the Wild West. It's you're either on one side or the other. There is no middle ground. So as far as like regular people, they're probably like sick of seeing both of the sides. It's like it's like walking through a war field and bullets are whipping by you. That's what Facebook feels like.
There are a lot of people that talk about how they were de-radicalized through various social media platforms.
Okay.
Like they were either on the left or on the right and they switched sides. Mm-hmm. And so there's a constant ideological battle to prove who's right and who's wrong.
Okay.
So if you're creating what I would argue that what Scott Adams just did was left-wing black propaganda.
Okay.
If you were trying to figure out what the goal of that was and who would benefit, it's so that Joe Biden would benefit greatly from that tweet.
Okay.
Those tweets. Because a regular person who wakes up has a coma in 2019, wakes up today, and then sees someone tweeting about how you're going to be dead in a year, they're going to be like, whoa, these people have gone insane. This is crazy. You're not going to be dead.
No, I'm a big fan of not stereotyping anybody because I've been stereotyped for so long. It's like, yeah, I was a model and everyone knew who I was. And then I traveled and lived in Europe for a while and everyone knew who I was because I was an American. And it's like, I'm sick of it. Nobody knows who anyone is until you actually get to know them. And that's all races, anyone. It's just like, it's a ridiculous thing that everyone loves to clump anyone and everyone together to be like, I know exactly who you are. It's like, no one knows who anyone is until you actually get to know them personally, their character, their heart. That's what you need to know. And it's like, and I think that is a lot more widespread than what we're seeing on the internet. Scott Adams, like, sure, he made that, like you said, it's funny. It's funny to you, so you see that it's funny. So what do you think the percentage of the people that actually saw that just think it's funny? Probably a fairly large amount.
Funny in the sense of like, what do you mean?
I don't know. You were the one who told me it was funny. What do you mean then?
Yeah, so I think it's funny because it's like one of the most absurd things I've ever seen.
Right. Okay. So going on that,
and he doesn't come off as intentionally trying to be funny. He comes off as serious. So my
and that's
takeaway
the
from
humor
it is,
in it.
if I'm trying to dissect what he was saying and what his goal was,
Mm-hmm.
he was trying to make Trump supporters look like morons.
Okay.
That's what it felt like. I don't think that's the case. So then the alternative is that he is just losing his mind.
Yeah.
Like, I can talk about civil conflict, and I always preface this with 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, it was like New York Mag wrote about the possibility of a civil war, giving it a high probability. And that's when I first brought it up. Then you have this one professor, Peter Turchin, who said, violence in 2020, upcoming civil war. I talk about it again. Then you have Brett Weinstein say, we're entering this possibility. Then you have Bill Maher. So I'm taking my cues from high-profile people, not just the comedians, but professors and experts.
Yeah.
But to come out and say that you'll be dead within a year.
So you're just saying that Scott was completely irresponsible in that.
I don't know.
But that's what I'm hearing from you.
I'm wondering if
it seems like that's exactly what you're saying.
I'm wondering if he was literally sitting there thinking, in a year, if Biden wins, that tons of people will be dead because they'll be hunting Republicans down.
Do you?
I do not think that will happen.
No. Do you think that does he really think that? Do you think that that's what he thinks?
I lean towards, yeah.
Okay.
I lean towards he was serious.
Now is that because you think personally that there's a chance that is possible, or do you think that that's what he's thinking because he thinks that it's possible, or maybe a little bit of both?
I think he tweeted it, and he thinks it's a possibility.
Okay.
Because I've made the mistake of I don't know what it's called, Poe's law or something, where you must mark everything as satire. I made a joke about Aunt Jemima and everyone thought it was real, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like these people are nuts.
Yeah, right.
So perhaps it was meant to be a big joke, but I have no idea.
Well, the inflections, the nuance in the way you say things
doesn't
is
translate.
lost
Yeah.
on the internet, and that's a big, huge issue. Everyone takes it so literal because they take it through their perspective. They read it how they are feeling, how they're at, what their moment is.
Or they
So-
weaponize it purposefully to the worst possible interpretation.
Same thing.
Right.
It's their perspective. They're like, that's how I'm looking at it right now. So that's the way it is. So F you if that's the person who wrote that, even though that they were totally joking and it was like lighthearted, but doesn't matter because text doesn't carry.
Yeah. Well, I have no idea, man.
Neither do I.
This is a weird tweet.
But that was fun. That was a good rant.
Yeah?
I love giving you pressure.
Why don't we actually ask? Why don't we ask the audience?
Let's go to the super chats.
super chats. What do you think?
I think it's super chat time. What up, everybody?
Before we super chat, you have to make sure that you
Smash the like button. Smash it. Again, it's a chill Friday. I'm chilling.
chill Friday.
It's a chill Friday.
Caress the like button.
An update.
Stroke the like button.
Nothing's happening over there.
Biden the like button.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, and Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, nothing's happening. If you were missing our show for that, I feel bad for you. I'm just kidding.
And people are like, I gotta
Yep.
watch. Hey, man, that's fine. You know, if you want to watch the stream, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you can open both windows. Right? You can
Yeah.
listen to us while you watch the National Guard stand there with their
Yeah, but
shields.
I'm clicking over and there's nothing.
Nothing going on.
Nothing.
Is Trump speaking or anything?
I don't. He's not.
Blow
I haven't
stuff-
seen him yet.
When are they going to blow stuff up?
Probably when it gets dark. It's 2 hours behind too, and it just got dark here.
That's
So.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you got to make sure, you know, in all these kinds of circumstances, you smash the like button
There you go.
and the subscribe button and the notification bell.
Mm-hmm. And follow me and
And you
him
can follow
and Lydia.
at Timcast on all platforms, at Adam Krigler on all platforms.
Yep.
And at Sour Patch Lids LYDS on
Most platforms.
Twitter. Yeah, most
And Parler.
platforms. And Parler. That's
right,
true.
Right, Sour Patch Lids on
Yes,
Parler.
correct.
Also, cool.
All right, let's see what we got with these super chats here.
Mm-hmm.
We got Dark Truth. He says, "Any chance you guys run for public office?" No. Adam,
I don't know.
you're launching an exploratory committee to entertain. The reason why they do this is because if you say you are going to run for office, you subject yourself to a whole bunch of laws.
Yeah, no, I'm
Restricts
not.
your income.
I'm not. At the moment, no. But I've felt an urge to get in to see what's going on, just because it's like, you know, you want to be the change. You want to make a change in life, and I don't think the problem is with the presidency. I think it's in the Senate and the House and the rules that they make and the
I don't
stuff
think it can be fixed.
The mayor, the governor. It's like we all need to just. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still new to this political realm. You know, I'm still learning it myself. I'm not an expert in this world, so it's like every day I try to further myself, try to learn more. You know, get more knowledge about everything from different experts that are around and out there. And I'm reading, and you know,
So maybe.
Yeah, maybe, sure. Why not?
I think the problem comes from hyperpolarization.
I won't say no to it.
If the Republicans came out right now and said, I don't know, how about police reform? The Democrats would say no.
They literally did that.
Right. And
Yeah.
then they made a racist comment
Yep.
to Tim Scott. It's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
It's not, it's, you know, I just can't stand it, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna spin the UFO for all you still here hanging out with us.
Lucas says TikTok bodies found in Seattle. Check NY Post art. Crazy.
I saw that. That was a
Daniel-
while ago, actually.
Daniel J. Corca says, have you watched LA 92 on Netflix yet? It's about the Rodney King riots. Scary on how similar it is to now. Definitely would love to puff with y'all.
Another election year.
I don't smoke. All right, let's see. We got Chet Chisholm says, clarification. Asymptomatic, no symptoms, won't show symptoms. Probably not infected. Pre-symptomatic, no symptoms, but show symptoms later, infected. These are sometimes used interchangeably, so it's confusing. Interesting.
So would it be like asymptomatic means is that when you're not able to spread it, but it could be before then that you could spread it? So that's why the language is a little iffy.
I have no idea.
Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Daniel says, I get to work a 16-hour shift on the 4th into the 5th. Yay me. Here is
Fun.
5 more, what is this? Smolians?
Simoleons,
Ooh.
I think. I don't know.
LaSalle says, happy Friday and 4th of July weekend. Appreciate it.
Right on.
Crayson says, even Reddit is defending the lady in Michigan. Perhaps this will awaken a new bunch of people to the magic of full context before they jump in angry. Yeah.
Maybe.
Here.
Did I read this one from Kung
Context is everything. No, I don't think you did.
Kung Flu said, turns out the Michigan lady is pregnant. It was not just a burrito baby. Also, there was a GoFundMe started for the couple, which GoFundMe took down in less than an hour.
I haven't confirmed that. I saw it floating around on one article, and they were just saying that she was. I don't know if she is or not.
It's not been reported by any
They watched
mainstream.
our show.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I think some people
somebody
watched our
watched us
show
and then just
yesterday and
ran
were
with it.
like, "Oh, she's pregnant," and it's like we don't know.
We didn't even say that. We said it.
I did.
Maybe, yeah.
I thought she might be because of the
But
way
we
that
didn't say she is confirmed.
Right. I assumed because of the way she was standing, the way she was holding her belly, the way she was kind of defensive and calm, but surprisingly calm. Like, I can't believe she got arrested so quickly. It's crazy.
Colin P says, Tim, have you seen any appreciable evidence linking far-left militants and the Democratic Party comparable to Sinn Féin and the IRA? How about Republicans? I don't know what you mean by that. I mean,
I don't know. Democrats
have defended Antifa. AOC adheres to the same ideology. Antifa is the militant. Antifa adheres to the same ideology, but they're militant. So that's the only difference. So what else? Have they condemned it? Oh, no, Jerry Nadler said they're imaginary. I can only imagine that's a tacit defense.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Lone Wolf says, hello, Tim and crew. Please stress even more the importance of firearm safety. I am a vet in West Central Illinois and would gladly help anyone who recently purchased a firearm learn the basic safety. Absolutely. It's no joke, man.
You gotta know.
You gotta respect that weapon.
As soon as you pick that weapon up, you better know what you're doing with it.
Not Sean says, Tim, thanks for bringing me back from the far right. Been following you since Occupy, but it seems like the left we once knew is all but dead. Hopefully, the Ouroboros does its thing. Be seeing you. Appreciate it.
Right on.
William Martinez says, do you think all the crazy stuff happening is partly because of investigations into Obamagate? Maybe. They're thinking
maybe.
If Trump gets reelected, he's going to drop a nuke on all these people.
Definitely.
If he loses, then he'll drop the nuke December.
Yep.
Before he leaves office.
Yep, that's true.
But then they can just undo it all. They'll claim he's lying. He needs those 4 years. Jack Doss says, plot twist. Tim is actually the hidden final Antifa boss, the one pulling all the strings, and the beanie hides a double flag scar on his forehead.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
right.
Let's see. Sean says, hey guys, got a UFO firework that I'm going to blow up tomorrow night. Can't wait. By the way, there's a metal song about cancel culture called Sin and the Sentence by Trivium. Listen to it. Spin the UFO.
Ooh.
That I will.
Here we go. UFO is spinning. Mr. Ordgar. The current attempts at destroying history are disturbing to me. I collect Civil War artifacts, including pieces of battle flags and the bloodstained sash of a killed Union colonel. Wow.
Dang.
Would a museum keep these safe, or should I just hold on to them? I don't know.
Who
No
knows?
idea.
Depends on
They're talking
where we
about-
go. We're at the top of that roller coaster,
They're
as you
calling
said.
for destroying museums. Some activists have called for the complete destruction of
Oh,
museums.
man.
That's craziness. That's crazy.
Tim Evans says, concerning the NFL, I'm Cherokee and have never been offended by the Redskins name. Sponsors need to mind their own business and focus on their products. Native Americans don't need others fighting a battle in their name. I agree.
Yeah. People need to stop being offended for other people. That should be
Yeah.
illegal. Are you offended? No, I'm offended for that person. Well, you're going to jail.
Yep.
I'm half kidding.
Dan Nordoff says, Twitter is banning itself into an echo chamber. I completely agree with that.
Absolutely.
Master Quack says, this $20 is because Lydia mentioned helicopter rides the other day. I haven't laughed so hard in a long time. Never would I have expected that to come from someone so innocent sounding. Hope y'all have a happy Freedom Day.
That's funny.
Yes, Freedom Day. Here we go. C872 says, hi from Europe. First time catching live because of time zones, but happy 4th of July to you and the team.
Thank you.
Keep fighting the good fight and spin that UFO.
I will do that.
All right.
We'll spin it.
Kay says, red bubble stickers when? I don't know what that is.
Redbubble is a
going
company
pretty
that makes
fast.
stickers for you.
Oh, okay. Connor Stevens says, hearing Lids talk about giving out free helicopter rides yesterday made me realize something. I'm ready to settle down and simp for Lydia only. Milady, please take my hand. Well, there you go.
I will appreciate your super chat. Thank you very much.
Barely Insane says, the wheel of time turns and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legends fade to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes again. And spin the bloody flaming UFO.
I'm gonna have to go the other way now.
Yeah,
Spin it
man.
around the other way.
I'm gonna do it, and especially because Wheel of Time is, it's might be my favorite book series I've ever read. Might be. I don't know yet. This might be a while.
JCAK says they are removing the disabled vehicles, cleaning it out at Mount Rushmore.
Cool.
Interesting.
Not surprising.
Steve Hidalgo says, you're possibly right about Dems winning 2024 with a far leftist that poses as an Obama 2.0. Did I say that? Maybe. I was saying that, can you name anybody in the Democratic Party who's charismatic enough to run for office in 2024?
Nope.
Not if Tucker Carlson runs.
No, he's
They'd be
Republican.
screwed.
Do the Democrats have any?
No.
Yeah, they couldn't run
I'm
against him.
saying nobody on the Democratic side would be charismatic enough, especially if Tucker Carlson runs for the Republicans.
Sure. But what I mean is,
Yeah.
can you name anybody on the Democratic side who has the potential to actually be a candidate?
Nope.
No matter what. I don't care if if the Republicans run a ham sandwich. The Democrats wouldn't be able to muster anything. You put up Swalwell again, and he's going to be like, ladies and gentlemen, I am not going to cheat an election. And people are going to be like, I'll take the ham sandwich.
Yeah,
I will vote for it. It's molding. It's been sitting up there for months. It's better than that guy.
Yeah.
Joe Biden.
And it's more articulate than Biden.
Yeah.
By saying nothing.
Yeah.
It's technically true because if you do the averages, Joe Biden is more likely to gaffe. So by saying nothing, it actually averages out to a neutral. And Joe Biden is in that positive gaffe.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. We're comparing Biden to a ham sandwich. And we'd
would
vote for the ham sandwich.
Yikes, man. Yep.
Oh, man.
All right, let's see. What do we got? Jeremy Passy says, Tim, I think you and Adam should have an iTunes-style download with you past, present, and future music portions for this podcast for $1.
Cool.
Music portions? Oh, that's right.
Well, we're actually working on recording our music. So Will of the People is, I'm actually going to play this later tonight. 20 minutes now.
20 minutes.
And that's why he lost his voice, by the way. I don't know if you know that. It wasn't just because he played music on a Friday night. He recorded, I don't know, how many takes did you do? Like seven or 8 takes? Six takes? Okay. So he did 6 takes of like full blast in the song and then played Friday night. And then he works like a freaking robot. So it's like this guy.
It's like 4 hours of recording.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
So then I do 4 hours of recording every day. But talking is fine, but it does, tire out the old vocal cords.
Yeah, and
then
belting.
It was the Sunday. We recorded 6 takes of this one song. The whole song is like full belt. And so I'm in the basement and I'm singing and, we do multiple takes to try and get the best versions of it. And we probably need more, but I think it's good. I think the recordings we got were pretty good.
No, you don't need more. It sounds good. I've heard the full version now.
All right.
It's really good.
So then my voice a little tired. And then we did a Friday night where I did 3 songs and I just went full belt.
And then not only that, I got him to, I pushed his buttons enough for he swore 4 times.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
On the Monday after.
Right. And that was it.
And it was just like done.
Oh,
so
man.
yeah.
Toast.
We only worked 2 days that week actually.
Well, I still ended up doing the full shows for my thing.
And your voice is still a little
a little
iffy.
scratchy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm taking it easy. I'm not going to sing. Let's see. Commander Mickelint says, if we have to remove Mount Rushmore, the natives must demolish the statues of Crazy Horse and Sitting Bull for the slaughter of natives and colonization of native lands in the name of their tribe. Do we have to actually go back and figure out who had that land before they did?
I don't know.
It's Sioux land, but it wasn't always the Sioux,
Those
right?
are the rules.
Well, they constantly fought over land and it shifted and it was open. It's like,
Do animals have rights?
no.
Must we return the land to the
No.
creatures?
Humans we own the earth now. That's the way it is. It's ours.
Oh, here we go.
Divided it all
Maximum
up.
Weeb says National Treasure movies now masterpieces. Have guests Tyrone Magnus, YouTuber for movies, comics, gaming, and NJ. Vera Dark, aka Dark Titan Enterprises, on YouTube at Magic the Gathering Gaming, anime YouTuber. Same with Mecha Random 42, both sexy redheads, all 3 not NPC. Enjoy. I do know Vera. I'm not familiar with the others, but I must stress that we need a 3rd National Treasure. I insist. Nicolas Cage, you have been drafted.
Didn't you hear that they were doing it? I thought you mentioned that the other day.
I don't know if it's going to happen, though, because the whole movie is, like, racist.
Well, you seem to be putting things into the air and they're happening. So why don't you just go ahead and put it in the air?
I hereby
happen.
demand. I insist.
Nicolas Cage.
I'll tell you what.
If you're out there,
What if Donald
National
Trump...
Treasure 3. Let's do it.
Here's what I want to see. Donald Trump holds a press conference,
Uh-huh.
and he's got a big stack of papers, and he gets up, and no one has any idea what it is, and he goes, "My fellow Americans, I have decided, under one condition, I will not run and seek re-election, and that's if Nicolas Cage does National Treasure 3. And then all of a sudden, it's like the press goes nuts, and like everyone, they make the biggest budget movie in the history of the world. It's like a $10 billion budget. It's like National Treasure. There's aliens, and there's like space battles.
Half of it's filmed on the moon.
Yeah, totally, man. And then it's only screened privately for Trump. We don't actually get to see it.
Yeah.
Oh my
And then he
goodness.
retires. in glory, being the only person to have seen the greatest film ever made, National Treasure.
It's like
3.
that Wu-Tang album.
Yeah, it is. But they seized that from Shkreli, didn't
Oh,
they?
really? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, so it was like, wasn't that what happened? Martin Shkreli bought it and they took it from him?
I got to look into that. It's pretty funny.
That's kind of messed up. Let's see. Constantine says, "Hey, love you in the podcast. Also, where did you get the UFO?"
Someone was asking me this, and it got lost, but people keep asking.
I'm pretty sure you can Google search floating UFO lamp
Yep.
Probably.
and it just pops right up.
The internet.
What is this? Someone said, "Black Lives Matter is the safety phrase for the simulation." What does that mean, though?
Like a safe word? Banana?
Banana?
I don't
I'm just
know.
kidding. I don't know.
I don't know.
Google. If you want to see something funny, you can Google search banana block, Antifa. And it was a bunch of people went to like a protest dressed as bananas. And they were, and they had a big Gadsden flag. It said, "Don't tread on me." But instead
Oh
of
my
a snake, it was a
goodness.
banana.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty funny. Yeah.
Whoa.
Pretty funny.
And they were like playing music.
That
and just very
sounds more
silly.
like a 4chan operation.
I think they were still lefties. I
They
think it
have
was just meant to be.
saxophones.
Yeah, you looked it up.
Yes.
I like the "Don't tread on" the Gadsden flag with the banana on it.
funny.
Oh my gosh.
But the reason why I like it is because
If you tread on it, you'll slip.
yeah, don't step on the banana, man. Yeah,
Like
you'll
a
regret
snake,
it.
the snake will bite you, and you
This is so-
probably get poisoned and
you-
die. But the banana,
you don't actually slip on banana peels though.
No?
I guess that just was like they made it up. It's not real.
what?
Myth-
That is slippery.
Yeah,
They're really not. Yeah, they just
Mythbusters
squish
did
down.
something where they were like, "Can you actually slip on a banana peel?" And nobody
Oh,
could.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just doesn't. It's not a thing.
Yeah, because it just squishes out from under your foot.
Right.
It's not slippery.
So
Only in
sad. So
cartoons.
sad.
Yeah.
Tovin says, "Cartels run the avocado trade in Mexico. Look it up. True story. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's absolutely
yeah.
true. Yeah, cartels, man.
Yeah, and it's not pretty down there either.
It's not nice. Yeah.
Man, to live in a civilized society, you don't have to worry about
Right,
that kind of
first world
stuff.
Country.
Yeah. Let's see. Jeremiah says, "Bad times create strong people. Strong people create good times. Good times create weak people. Weak people create bad times."
Yep.
Yep.
They,
Many ways to say it.
That was the woke version.
Yeah.
Include the ladies in there.
Julie says, "The truth here about millennial privilege is real. Appreciate the rational conversation on politics and veganism. As a vegan, that can be hard to find. Thanks, Soy Jesus."
That's my pleasure. Those crazy vegans piss me off.
Yeah, it's weird.
They really do.
I
They annoy me. You
but-
can't. People are. This is exactly what's going on. People are trying to shove their ideology down other people's throats. It's like
Authoritarian vegans.
yeah, I would never do that to anybody. I don't want. I'm libertarian in that sense. Don't tread on me.
Adam's got me eating a ton of vegan food.
No.
It's
See,
true.
see,
Yeah.
you're
It's
doing
manip-
it now.
It's manipulation.
Am I doing it or are you doing it? You're choosing
No,
to do it on your own.
See what you see what
See?
he's doing
He's
to me right
putting
now?
it-
He's gaslighting you guys.
Oh, come
He's
on.
gaslighting. He's using clever persuasive and
Ugh.
manipulation tactics like Trump,
Oh.
proving he's a vegan fascist.
Maybe I should get into politics.
Yeah, you should.
No, but there's a diner nearby that does really great vegan food. And
Really good food.
I have been eating a lot of vegan food, albeit I'm not on a vegan diet because I still have other food that's not vegan. But for the past week or so, we've been ordering nothing but from this vegan place. Good food. It's good food.
What are you rolling your eyes over there for? I saw
It
that.
is true. We get it a lot.
She's not.
It's
Lyd-
awesome.
Lydia
what's the eye roll
refuses to have
about,
vegan
though?
food.
Yeah, I don't eat
She's like,
vegan.
"I'm gonna cook
I
this
always eat
chicken."
meat. Yeah, I know.
Dude.
I make the chicken.
This place has a vegan gyros, and it is tremendous.
That was
Really
really
good.
sassy. Do that again.
Gyros.
Gyros.
It's the best.
Yes.
Everybody agrees.
Perfectly. Yes.
Everybody agrees.
It's okay.
You don't think it's that good?
Their Philly cheesesteak is nah.
It's more like a
Blackbird
sandwich.
Blackbird in Philly is the best Philly cheese, the best wings. Man, I love that place. I can't wait for it to. I don't know if it's open. Actually, I should go check it out.
Yeah, it started because I actually don't eat beef. It makes me really sick. It's I don't know why. So I ordered the vegan burger, and then I was like, well, I'll try some of these other things. And I
You
really
cut
like it.
out dairy of your own volition.
Yeah, that was because I got sick on the way on the way back from Rogan's.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing you want to do is get sick with a milkshake while you're driving on a road trip. And then you got man, I tell you what, it's like we're trying to extend our trip. Like we're trying to make sure we maximize the driving time.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get that gut feeling and you're on the road,
Oop.
and you're like,
Time to stop.
we're gonna lose 3 hours tonight because I drank milk.
Huh.
I had milk, and now I got to pull over. We got to get a hotel room, and I'm gonna be spending all this time. Nah. So I was like, I'm not doing that.
This is random.
happened.
Someone just tagged me in the chat. They just said the reason the banana peel slip thing became a thing is because people would just eat bananas and just toss their
Yeah, they were
peels
trash on the
ground,
ground, yeah.
and they take a while to go away. So
Yeah.
there's just banana peels everywhere. So they made it like it's slippery, so people would actually throw them away.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true, but it's
It's a
funny.
joke, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got. Kane says, "Yo guys, Wayward Pines TV show." I'm not sure. What is that?
Wayward Pines, huh?
Never heard of that.
No, it sounds familiar. I don't know.
Totally wasn't my fault. Says, "If you are to fight a monster, you must see to it that you do not become a monster yourself." Yes, it's a very great quote. What is it? Be careful when gazing into the abyss, for the abyss gazes back.
Yep. That's Nietzsche, I think.
What's the actual quote? Man, I used to have it.
Let me see.
For oh no! It's be careful when fighting monsters, lest ye become one. For when you gaze into the abyss gazes back.
Yeah, that is Nietzsche.
Nice.
Boom, something like that.
Yep.
Not getting it perfectly, but
So I don't know if you can see. Can I get my camera here?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see
yeah.
this. Someone sent us these dope little.
Dope.
I don't know, little
Beanie Crew.
Can you see it? The bean here. I'll put it against my arm.
Put it on your head. There
Well,
you
we
go.
can zoom
Beanie
in.
Crew. Look at that. It's cool. It's these metal.
They're so
I don't
cool.
know.
They're like almost like dog tags.
Yeah,
They're really
massive and
big
thick and
dog
heavy,
tags.
but
They're so cool.
they're pretty cool. It's just
Well,
Beanie
we can spray paint.
Beanie Crew. Oh, good call.
Yeah, put 'em on some boards.
TimcastIRL. So hey, I don't know who sent this, but very cool. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And
And then
yes.
hold on, wait, I got one more.
Oh, wait. There we go. Ooh, oh,
That's me.
love it.
If you guys, a lot of people have sent us really, really cool art stuff.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
if you would like to, you can go to timcast.com/donate. At the bottom is a PO box, but make sure you label it to TimcastIRL, not Tim Pool. Make sure if you use the PO box, you put TimcastIRL on it, so we know it's for the show. And then Adam can pop.
We can all open it
we can all-
together.
we can all pop them.
Yeah.
So we've got big plans coming up in the future. As we've mentioned, we're moving from here because we are going to be rapidly expanding. There's a lot of big
Jersey.
projects.
Oh.
Yeah, Jersey. Fart.
It's funny. I've been making fun of Jersey for like 30 years.
Me too.
No,
The people who
30
live-
years, huh? You do?
Almost. I came out of the womb talking about it.
I've been talking to some locals recently. All right, and I say to them, I'm like, man, I can't believe you guys you live here. This is crazy. I'm getting out. And what they say right away is
What?
Me too.
They're getting out also?
Yep.
Yep.
I wonder if Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey are going to start losing residents because they went
Probably.
insane
Yeah.
on
seems
COVID.
like it.
They went nuts. I mean, if you live in New York, you've got to be crazy at this point. Andrew Cuomo literally, he put sick people in nursing homes and people died.
40% of all deaths in America were old people in old people homes, nursing
Man.
homes. Like,
Yep.
that's crazy.
And Cuomo
He's
was
got
putting them
blood
in
on
there.
his hands. People aren't talking about it. It's
Why
messed
would
up.
you want to listen, man? New York City. First of all, the city was gross to begin with,
Yeah.
and I learned that lesson. Everybody wants to live there until you get there, and you're like, "Is this what it really is?"
Yeah, the subway system was they finally cleaned it. They're like, look, we're cleaning it. And it's like, yeah, that was the first time you've ever cleaned
Wait,
it.
don't brag about the thing you're supposed to
ever.
be doing.
You've never cleaned it once?
I
I
rode
rode that subway.
How do you brag about the thing you're supposed to do?
I know.
You're supposed to clean it.
It's crazy.
That's not good. It's like,
Right.
okay, you did something normal, but now you've got the occupiers who have taken over in front of town hall in front of that park.
Mm-hmm.
The cops are backing down. They're defunding police while crime is still skyrocketing, and people are fleeing because of COVID.
Yep.
So tax
And
revenues.
not just because of COVID, though.
Oh, of course,
They're
everything.
afraid.
Here comes, you know what? Somebody just flushed the toilet on New York, man. Because now you've got, with the increase in crime, the decrease of the budget for the NYPD, and the decrease of residents,
Mm-hmm.
tax revenue is going to go way down.
It's true.
They're cutting the budget for the NYPD probably because they got no money.
That's true.
Use the protesters as an excuse. Oh no, the protesters are making us do it.
It's like,
we're broke, what do
or
we do?
everyone's leaving.
Yeah.
And tourism died. New York closed for 3 days or something for, like, I don't know if it was Sandy that made it happen or, yeah, I think it was Sandy. When Sandy hit New York and it was really bad, they lost like $3 billion in
Jeez,
tourism.
dude.
And you can only imagine how much money that they lost over the past 4 months of just not being open at all.
Self-inflicted.
You know, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about.
So we got one from John Doe. He says, much of the social history of the Western world over the past 3 decades has involved replacing what worked with what sounded good. Yikes.
Yeah.
That's
True.
terrible.
They keep trying to say, well, we never actually tried true Marxism.
Jeremy Passy says, again, make live songs downloadable. We could just take out, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
I got to give a shout out here to Dimitri. He says Champs in Williamsburg has great vegan chili fries and signature sandwiches like the Reuben, but all vegan.
Champs is all vegan, and it's amazing, insanely delicious food. Wow.
I got to give a
He's got
shout out
some
here
stories.
because when I lived in Williamsburg working at Vice, I was actually just across the street from I think it was the original Champs. And I used to go there, and I think it was vegan and vegetarian, right? Or was it all vegan?
As far as I've known, Champs has always
Here's
just been
what
fully
happens,
vegan.
right? I live in Williamsburg, and I was crashing on my buddy's couch, and it was off the busy streets. It was weird. It's a kind of a neighborhood where the Champs was.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there just because it was literally, I walk out the front door, I walk one city, like I just cross the street, and boom, there it is. And I would always get the vegan quesadilla. It was made with Daya, and it was so good with chipotle, aioli.
Yeah.
And I was like,
They
I don't
make
care
killer.
what it is, man. This is delicious.
Yeah, Champs is killer.
But then one day they were gone.
They moved
They
into.
moved. And then finally, when I went to the new location, they no longer had the quesadilla.
Oh no.
And I was like,
But the diner that we go to now has it.
it is different. The quesadilla they had was literally just cheese and
okay.
with the chipotle, but the new diner is really
Delicious
good as well.
Avocados and
Yeah.
onions.
Fresh sliced avocados, man. I appreciate that. Let's see what we got here. Diz says, I've been watching for a while, but this is the first time I've been able to watch live. Keep up the good work and smash the UFO.
No.
Wait, that's
No.
not how it works.
That's backwards.
Like the smash button.
Like the smash
Yes.
button.
We should
Smash the
we need
UFO.
we need a smash button.
I know.
Not a like button, a smash button.
I love it.
So you can smash the button. Smash
Hold
the
on,
smash button.
I'm smashing the UFO with wind
Yeah.
sideways.
Yeah, so here we go. Different Gnome says, Tulsa is getting so many people moving in that contractors are selling homes $100 a month. I
Wow.
looked at a house that popped up today. I made an offer and got outbid, and tomorrow it'll be under contract to the other guy. Wow. Montana, too. Yeah, real estate skyrocketing.
People are leaving the cities.
Yeah, the crazy thing is there's a bunch of stories about houses under 400K are just popping off.
Really?
Yeah. But houses above that are collapsing. Nobody can sell them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now's your chance, man. If you ever wanted that big dream mansion, people are panicking, and they're not going to be able to sell these houses. If the worst actually comes, these houses are going to be worth zero. Zero. What is this?
That looks like whiskey. That sounds like whiskey.
If the end is nigh.
Hey, I'm prepping, man. I'm about to jam out.
Dimitri says, NYC is home despite its negative aspects. When you're able to escape the Soviet Union and become a legal citizen, NY is a dream. 24 years, but gotta go.
Perspective.
Yeah.
Yep. I loved my time in New York. I lived there for 15 years of my life. 14 years, maybe.
I was there for, I think, 6. Or I think I was there for 5 and then I left for 1 and then came back for 1.
Yep.
Stayed in the New York Metro for a little bit. And then I left. I remember the first time I went to New York, though, I was like, it was like shocking almost.
Yeah.
Because its city is so insanely massive. Seeing Manhattan, when down in Chicago, you got the skyline, and it's big.
Yeah.
But New York, like the entirety of Manhattan, is a skyline. So when I was first pulling into Manhattan, I forgot which bridge I was coming across. I was like, "What the?
Probably
this is
Washington.
crazy." Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I just remember seeing every building, and I was like, "What is this place? This is nuts." And I'm from Chicago. Yeah, because New York is like 5 Chicagos in one.
Oh, that smells good.
What, the whiskey?
This
Look at this guy.
This is Lefroy. I don't
Look
know.
at this guy drinking on the job.
What the heck?
Don't tell my boss, Tim.
OSHA. Richard says, were the founding fathers nothing more than run-of-the-mill elitists? You were required to own land to vote, and landowners were the elite of the day. Has time and myth softened their edges? Love you 3. Spin the UFO.
I will do that gladly.
Listen, it was an ideological revolution that happened. The idea that government was of the people, for the people, and by the people. Before this, the monarchy was hereditary monarchy, the God-given right of the king to control everything.
Right.
And the founding fathers said, no, the government should be functioning for the people.
Of the people.
We look back on that as a given, and to them, it was an ideological revolution
Okay.
that we should govern ourselves. Yeah, because before that, very few countries had actual democracy.
That's true.
The UK still has a House of Lords. Can you believe? I didn't believe that when I heard that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, I thought it was symbolic or something. And then I can't remember who I was talking to. I think maybe Sargon. And he's like, no, it's the religious priests, the wealthy landowners, the lords. And I'm like, wait, you mean like hereditary rule still exists in the UK? Yes. But
Wow.
we have a House of Commons too. And I'm like, what?
Lords and Commons.
Could you imagine if the Senate was like, you inherit your Senate seat?
No.
I mean, it's almost like that as it is.
Yeah, I was
but
going to say, it kind of feels like
they're all
that.
rich people
Where them
anyway.
term limits at.
Let's see what we got here. Cam No Rand says, "Hey Tim, been watching for a long time. First time catching your stream. I'm glad. I'm a cop in the deep south. So catching your stream. I'm glad. I'm a cop in the deep south. Surprises me how nuts the north and west coast have been.
Yep.
But no one here cares about race. Just if you're decent folks.
Awesome.
You know what I think it is?
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Appreciate you.
But I think it has to do with living further away from people.
Okay.
Where you're just like, hey man,
everyone knows each other.
Well, no. I'll leave you alone. You leave me alone, right?
Yeah, okay.
I don't step on your toes. You don't step on mine.
Yeah.
Disputes happen sometimes. But in New York, you literally live on top of somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
You're
below somebody.
Everyone is standing on each other's feet, and they're all complaining about it.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? You know.
And the negative energy that exists there from, I mean, not everybody's negative, but being around someone that's negative, you take that on a little bit, you know, and it can affect you.
All right, we got a super chat here from John Doe. He says Palm Beach County in Florida is seeing the housing market explode. $1 to $1.5 million homes are lasting less than 2 weeks in the market.
Wow.
As everyone leaves New York City and other areas. Huge wealth influx.
Yep.
P.S. Try some Lagavulin. 16-year if you want the thick peat. I don't know what that is.
That's whiskey.
Lagavulin.
Oh, it's whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was for me.
Oh, right on. I'm like,
Oh,
I do
I was
not
with it.
understand
I don't
this.
eat peat.
I
strange
got
words.
you. I got you.
This strange language.
Appreciate you.
Turtleberger says, I've seen a few articles that are saying the Chipotle woman was pregnant. If that's true, I'm not surprised it's being left out of most articles, since it would give more empathy and justification. Love the show. No, we think
that's a
somebody
good
watched
point.
us actually.
No, but that is a really
is a
good
good
point.
point,
We
yeah.
are
Oh,
expecting
that's
to
true.
hear mainstream media, which they're clearly
Not
spinning
the other
it
side.
Right.
for the other side. Where
Right.
if she was pregnant and she was calm and trying to talk them down,
Yep.
and then and she had kids in her car, they're not talking about that
Yep.
either. And it's like, they would lose all of their empathy. They'd be like, wait a minute,
And
all
they
right,
can't write an article about
this can't fit the narrative that they're
no.
screaming right now.
They
No.
can't write the article claiming the black family was the bad guy.
Right.
Not right now.
Right. Exactly.
They'd get attacked for it.
It's a crazy world we're living in right now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is 10:01. So, if you haven't already, smash the like button, smash the notification bell, smash that subscribe button. Well, normally on most shows we end our show at 8 p.m. or I'm sorry, 10 p.m. We
No,
start
we
the
end
show.
at 10.
We end the show
We're
at 10.
supposed to be ending at 8.
Today we don't, because today is Friday, which means we always end the Friday show with a jam session.
Yes.
Now, I lost my voice last week because I've been singing too much and working too much. So just Adam's going to play a couple songs and we're going to chill and hang out for a little bit. So if you haven't already, you can follow me on Twitter at Timcast and Instagram as well. You can follow at Adam Krigler on Instagram and Twitter, and at Sour Patch Lids on Twitter. And you can just chill and hang out for the next bit. We're going to switch over to the Jam Cam, and you will see Adam getting everything set up. Also, you may notice someone sent us a handcrafted Harumfenberg blimp.
Are you on me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Adam, you need to. Is the microphone on?
No, it's not.
So I'm going to be plugging in the microphone. And
Fair warning. Catch your ears.
well, I think I can mute it actually. So for those that are still hanging out, consider the show basically done.
You ready?
But we still hang out for Friday night. It's not plugged in. Don't worry, I'll plug it in when I plug it in. So I'm going to mute the audio for just 1 second to plug this in so I don't pop your eardrums.
Say when.
All right, and now. No, it's still giving. Is it on?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I'm getting bad feedback.
Uh,
All right, I think it's good.
yeah, you got it.
Yep.
Well, hello everybody. Happy Friday. I'm drinking out of my Krigler and Krigler whiskey glass. This is 130 years old. It's from 1896, I think, to maybe like 1900. Krigler and Krigler whiskey was actually one of the largest whiskey companies in America. We straight up sold whiskey to like governments, hospitals. I say we, but it's like obviously I just take pride in it. I love it. And yeah, so cheers.
What are you playing?
I'm gonna play your song.
Oh,
Actually, this is.
you
I
better
got-
play it right.
I'm gonna play it my way,
Do it.
which is as close to your way as possible because I love your song. So.
down to take aim at the traitors, to gun those rebels down. Now they face the consequences. They held themselves above. This is the will of the people, he said. Wish I could spare them, make them see a path. Tempting as it sounds, I'll have to pass. I know what's needed for the good of my people, to save them. Out in the dark, without warning, he raised his fist above, led a cry to his people to tear those statues down. Now they face the consequences. They held themselves above. This is the will of the people, he said. Wish I could spare them, make them see a path. Tempting as it sounds, I'll have to pass. I know what's needed for the good of my people, to save them. Drop your arms and march for them. Against the wall and bow your head. Speak your last words, let them be said. Out on the march in the morning, he called his comrades down to take aim at the traitors, to gun those fascists down. Now they face the consequences. They held themselves above. This is the will of the people, he said. Wish I could find it, restore peace. Blessed were those days we've held in vain. Sorry. I give it all for the chance of redemption as the cycle turns again. You've seen it before, you've seen it begin. You've seen the changes and the blood pooling. You think it ends here, think again.
Well, that was not my song.
So for those that are listening, this Adam just covered the song I played. I played it 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Because I burned myself out going nuts on that and a couple other songs. I see some people in the chat who don't understand the lyrics. Some people were saying it was commie because the part where you talk about gunning down fascists.
Right.
The three verses are it's actually really simple. The first verse is the general who comes out, instructs his soldiers to kill protesters. Then the next verse is it's the child of the protesters grows up, becomes a revolutionary, and now he knows that the general was bad, and his view of the will of the people is the right view. So he leads an insurrection. And the last verse is now that revolutionary has become the same general who thinks he's the hero gunning down the fascists, when in fact he's just torturing and murdering protesters. And the end of the song is him on his deathbed about to be executed by the next revolutionary.
Yep. The cycle begins again. Wow, that's a good song. I'm gonna play the other song. I mean, I did a poll yesterday. I was like, which song should I play? Will of the People or Words in a Book? And I actually, the first song I actually heard Tim play was Words in a Book. I love the song. Seriously, this song it gets in my head sometimes. I start singing it. He taught me how to play it the other day, and I was like, ha! It's my song now.
All right. So Adam's gonna cover another song of mine.
Just kidding. No, this is definitely Tim's music, and he's great. So this is another one of Tim's songs called Words in a Book. Right? That's the name of it? I think it is.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, he kept saying, I don't have a name for this. I'll just play it.
I got a million songs, bro.
Remember when we used to fight for peace, but heroes were only on TV screens. The market's made up broken hopes and dreams to put me back in mediocrity. 2, 3, 4. Take it more, take in spite of this, and focus on the ways. I guess you never changed that day. It's hard to believe that you mean nothing to me, 'cause you used to mean everything. Remember when we used to fight for peace, and villains are only on TV screens. 2, 3, 4. My heart is made up of broken hopes and dreams. I take my place in history. 2, 3, 4. Take it more, take in spite of this, and focus on the ways. I really wish you changed that day. It's hard to believe that you mean nothing to me, 'cause you used to me everything. There are words in a book about what we've been through, and there are lines in a script written for me and you. So take it all inside and pray the words. Another aching in your heart starts to burn. Take it more, take in spite of this, and focused on the ways. Guess I hoped you really changed that day. It's hard to believe that I'm moving on with my dreams, 'cause you were never there for me. There are words in a book about what we've been through. There are lines in a script written for me and you. So take it all in stride and pray the word. Another aching in your heart starts to burn. And that is the only songs I get to cover on this show, because it's not legal to cover anything else.
Yeah, because we would need I guess we looked into it. We would need some kind of license agreement from the big unions or whatever. Otherwise, they demonetize and strip the revenue. Play Taking It Back.
How cool is this harumph thing? This thing is awesome. I don't know who sent this to us, but you're awesome for sending this way. The thing is great.
Play Taking It Back.
All right, I'll take it back to Taking It Back. Let me just make sure my guitar.
Now we're gonna hear a Krigler original. I'm really impressed though. Someone in the chat said they could tell that it was a half step down. It's right. It's a half step down, right?
Yep. If I was a younger man, I'd probably make the same mistakes twice. The closer the heart is, the harder it becomes to do what's right. Even through the thick and thin, secretly we want to win. Well, I'm taking it back, taking it back, taking it back. It's time to confess our sins. Whoa, before this world you've built crumbles away. I've spent some time lost in my mind, disappointed. Well, that's just the sting from expecting, and that's what you get. Oh, it happens all the time, a high tide of the mind, struggling for oxygen. Oh, and taking it back, taking it back, taking it back is the only option. Whoa, before this world I've built crumbles away. It started with cold feet, let me begin again. Hindsight's obviously the clearest option. I'm taking it back for all that I believe in. Everything happens, I won't fight the reason. You say you've learned from your mistakes and you're experienced. And then comes the day from left field, as they say, has left you in a daze. Oh, it happens all the time, that high tide of the mind, struggling for oxygen. Oh, and taking it back, taking it back, taking it back is the only option. Whoa, before that world you've built crumbles away. It started with cold feet, let me begin again. Hindsight's obviously the clearest option. I'm taking it back with all that I believe in. Everything happens, I won't fight the reason. I'm gonna play one more.
What do you got?
This one's called Hindsight. It popped in my head because I was playing that song and it's in the chorus, but this one's actually called Hindsight. And it's kind of fun. I'll tell you a little story about this song. I wrote this for a buddy of mine, Tony. He was in a long distance relationship. It sucked. Constantly on the phone, constantly fighting over. I mean, she lived in Europe, we were in New York, and man, I was just sick of it. I was like trying to help him through it. And he was complaining all the time, and this song kind of appeared. It's called Hindsight. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. I'm stuck answering all your phone calls. I'm stuck answering all your phone calls again. Whoa, again, always again. Feels like I'm locked up in your phone calls nearly every single night. I know we've had had this conversation at least a million times. It's not my job to make sure that everything's alright. Well, I knew you were trouble. Well, it's always 2020 when it's in your hindsight. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm on the phone again. I feel my mind slip away, 'cause we're still arguing. I don't know what else to say. So I hung up the phone. Same routine every day. Yeah, with you. Whoa, with you. With you. Always again. Feels like I'm locked up in your phone calls nearly every single night. I know we've had this conversation at least a million times. It's not my job to make sure that everything's alright. Well, I knew you were trouble. Well, it's always 2020 when it's in your hindsight. It's always 2020 when it's in your hindsight. I knew you were trouble. Well, it's always 2020 when it's in your hindsight.
That's good. I like that one.
Thank you. I haven't played that one, right?
No, yeah.
Nope.
No, that was a new one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Can you hear that?
Yep.
This one's called Change.
I saw a man steal today. I didn't have the heart to tell. Does that make me the thief? But that's just how I feel. Where are we all going now? From my view, it don't look so good. From politics to the trash on the ground, we're not doing what we should. Something's got to change before the world comes crashing down. It's crashing down. I saw a man cry today with no regards to who could see. His sadness just took control. It's the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. We could all only truly know how to be humane and secure. We all might last a little longer. Well, something's got to change before the world comes crashing down. 'Cause it's crashing down.
That's called Change. Just a little ditty. I wrote that a long time ago, and it's fitting. What time is it?
10:23.
How you feeling, Tim? You alright?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm chilling.
Should I play another one?
Oh, what do you got? What's that other one I really like? Or
I don't know.
do we play too much of the same stuff?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to play some of my older random stuff. Those two songs I've never played before here, so I did play Taken Aback a bunch of times, but
What's Melancholy Hellhound?
yeah, you like that one?
Yeah.
All right, I'll play that one. That one's good to rock out on. I like that. I'm gonna let my hair down for this one. It's fitting, you know. I gotta let the hair rock.
Ah.
I have no idea what it looks like, and
That's
I don't
great.
care.
It's fine.
Well, I don't want your money. I just want some wine. Yeah, give me some of your honey. Well, I promise I'll take my time. Oh, welcome to the heartache. It always feels the same. Yeah, I find myself growing senseless. Oh, to the pain. Yeah, you can scratch and crawl to figure it out, but in the end, you'll find me. Oh, well, I don't want your pity, and I don't want no lies. Yeah, oh, life gets shitty. Oh, and then you die. Oh, welcome to the heartache. Try not to lose your way. Yeah, it's like trudging through the muddy waters. Yeah, without faith. Oh, you can scratch and crawl to figure it out, but in the end you'll find me. Oh, well, I still get the feeling, whoa, of judgmental eyes. Only difference being, it's just not worth my time. Yeah, 'cause I welcome all the heartache. Oh, it brings tears to my eyes. Oh, those tears remind me I'm alive. Alive, yeah. Well, I scratch and crawl to figure it out, but in the end, I found me. Woo!
Woo!
All right.
Friday night roundup.
Thanks
Yeah.
everybody for
It'll-
hanging out and listening to me play.
It'll probably be like every other week when I end up getting to jam. But I'm really excited that hopefully we actually get to the point with the actual song that I recorded, Will of the People. The first song that Adam rocked out to, we've got a really great animation company.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be sick.
It's going to be interesting because I don't know where we're going to put this video, but for those that are interesting,
It's got to be on TimcastIRL.
I already told the story of the video, right?
Yeah, just did.
No, but I mean like the full details.
I don't think to the public. Did you? I don't think you
Maybe.
did.
So the general idea is
I don't know. No, I'm not sure.
the first verse. I'll give you a more in depth of basically what I was describing a second ago. The first verse is there's like a military leader instructs his soldiers to like break into a house. We're getting an animation company to put all this together, and there are some protesters, a man and a woman. They're drawing art, and then he basically says like they're traitors. They view themselves as above the rest of us. So the soldiers, beat them up, drag them out. And he says, this is the will of the people, that these insurrectionists or whatever are taken down. But then as they're being dragged away, there's a little kid hiding under the bed, watching it happen, crying, as his parents are then just like, renditioned essentially. So then the next verse is this kid grows up and he leads a revolution. And they're tearing down statues. And he's, as they get to the point where they're about to execute the general who killed his parents, he says, I wish I could spare them, but I'll have to pass. I know what's needed. So he says the same thing the general did.
Yep.
Now declaring his revolution,
Dude,
kills
it's
the
so
general.
Good. Dude, man, your story writing
The-
abilities are so good.
The first bridge, I guess, where it's like drop your arms and march for them, is when the revolutionaries are forcing the previous regime to be put up against the wall to be executed. And then the last verse is the same as the first, except for traitors and rebels. It's comrades, or instead of soldiers, it's comrades. Instead of rebels, it's fascists. Because now he's the general himself, instructs his comrades to go into the house to kill the protesters that he calls fascists.
Yep,
That
so
he's
good.
because they think they're better than us. He beats them up, kills them, and there's a little girl hiding under the bed watching their parents get dragged out. And then the last verse is, you've seen it before and you'll see it begin. And then you've seen the changes, the blood pooling, and the last verse is the perspective of this kid who grew up, became a revolutionary, became a general, became a dictator, and now he's about to be executed, and he's staring. Now it's his turn, and it keeps going. So Yeah, we're gonna animate that. I'm stoked for it. I've been working on that one for a long time. I wrote that a while ago, and I wrote out the storyboard for the story. I have a bunch of other ones too. I have one about opioid addiction that I'm really excited about.
Oh,
It's
that
a-
song's good too.
It's a horror song.
Forgot about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be so awesome.
Yeah, don't play that one often, but
I've never
it's a
played
good
it.
one. No. Well, I mean,
Oh, in general.
I've heard you play it though.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general.
It needs a lot of instrument work
Yeah.
because it's like on a guitar alone, it's kind of.
We got to get a full drum set. That'd be dope.
Well, we got.
I don't know if you know this about him. He's been playing drums since you were 7. You said
Yeah, I think 7.
he can play the bass. He can play the drums.
Yeah.
He can play guitar. He can sing.
It's
This
crazy.
guy.
Yeah,
He
what's
works
up with
all
it?
day long talking.
You know what it is?
I think I know this. Hold on, I got this. It's the beanie.
I think it's my Asian mom.
I think it's the beanie.
I think it's my overachieving.
Yeah,
Asian
whatever. Did she wear a beanie?
Mom. No.
She must have.
Now it's the beanie.
He
I'm
inherited
telling you, it's
No,
the
it's,
beanie. I know it. I've tried that beanie on myself, and I was like,
too much power.
I can talk all day long.
It was like
Look at me.
No, it was like Goku going Super Saiyan.
Yeah, when you left, you dropped the beanie, and then you were like, "All right, bye, Adam. Have fun doing Adamcast." And I was like, "The beanie. I have the power now."
And Ian was like, "Adam, don't do it. Don't do it."
And I was like, "I have to. It calls to me."
Adam's eyes were glowing white. He was levitating.
Yeah.
No, but I'll be honest.
That's funny.
When I was little, my mom had been homeschooling me, my brother, and my sister, but like as long as I can remember. I learned how to play chess. I don't remember a point in my life when I didn't know how to play chess. I can't think.
Actually, me too. I learned at a very young age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, I think Magic the Gathering was interesting to me because it was a more advanced strategy game. But so I was doing long division and advanced multiplications and stuff and math when I was in kindergarten.
Yep.
So I was like well ahead of all the other kids around me. And then my family opened a business, so I started actually working when I was like 9.
Okay.
So I think all of these things conspired to give me work ethic, personal responsibility, and I've been playing music since a little kid, so I've had an advantage. And that's what bums me out about American schools. You know what most Americans do between the ages of 0 and 5?
No.
Nothing.
I played trumpet
Literally nothing.
when
most of them
I
do
was
nothing.
5. I got a trumpet.
So for me, I'm playing chess to the basic ability of a toddler could actually play. So not very, but I had adults around me constantly trying to reinforce these things. I was doing basic reading, writing, and stuff at a very, very early age. And the people that I grew up around me, you know, by the time they were 13, they had no skills, and I could play guitar, bass, and drums. And I was in a band, and we all had talents and abilities. So it's just, I blame my Korean mother.
That's a gift.
Good for
Yeah.
her. Good for her.
All right, everybody, we're gonna wrap it up, and we'll be back Monday. And
Happy 4th of July,
When-
everybody.
when you-
I'm proud to be an American. I don't feel I have no shame to say that. Nobody should. America's an amazing country.
The best.
People seem to have forgotten that. Happy 4th of July. Enjoy living in this wonderful country if you do live here. And if you're not in this country and you're in another country, that's okay too. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all of you.
Yeah, it's
You
cool.
know, I'm gonna go celebrate.
we're gonna go celebrate.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a barbecue, but it's gonna be not meat barbecue.
Again, that's you.
Oh no, I'm talking about for you. Like I got chicken.
Oh,
Yeah. We got chicken wings.
cool.
We'll see you guys Monday. Happy 4th of July.
Bye, guys.
Have a good weekend.